Young's not here to terrorise him like he normally does.
I'm going to go Wang Magpies by 22 points. I'm going to go Cal Moore to kick 6 and get BOG.
Panda Escott?
I'm going to go the Wangaratta Rovers. I'm changing my tip, which is something I don't normally do, and I think Brody Philo might wind the clock back, get 25 touches, kick a couple of goals.
For Wangaratta Motor Group, I'm going to stick with the Magpies, only because I don't like to jump ship. I think they're going to salute. I'm a man of my word, and I think there's going to be a small man on the ground that could light things up today. He's back into the team. His name is Charlie Hollandine. I think he's going to play an absolute blinder.
Must have to kick 4 goals, Gussie.
And a margin, Gus?
Margin, 9 points, the Wangaratta Magpies. The Rovers will kick to the Evans Street and the Magpies to the Bar Reserve end, or to the left of your TV screen. Hope you're enjoying the pictures coming your way. Thanks to Luke Chilcott and the team at Wangaratta and Indigo Computers. In support of us here on O&M Live. The stage is set for the Wangaratta Derby. It's coming your way thanks to A-grade oils and batteries with Blake Panda Escott.
Number 2 edition. Who wins? Rovers score the first punch in round 1. Is it the Magpies' turn here? Porter out of the middle. Little kick was half smothered. He goes back in again. He's possessed straight away. Really quick hands there from Pat Nation onto Gotchling. And Smith kicks the Magpies up to half forward onto the chest of Xavier Laverty. Playing forward for the Wangaratta Magpies.
50.
50, Monty. A little push there late on Laverty.
Yeah, from Tom Boyd. They've been into it before the bounce, these two. Laverty's gone to Boyd. It's a bit of a defensive sort of effort. And then, yeah, he just pushed him after he took the mark. So there's a bit going on.
So Xavier Laverty has been marched to 20 metres out, pretty much directly in front. He's got 2 different coloured boots on, Xavier. I've never seen that before. He's got the blue and the yellows.
And then goes up to the man on the mark and just pushes him away. I haven't seen that before either.
He's not short on confidence, Xavier, that's for sure.
Might boil over here just a little bit.
I don't mind it in the Wang Derby. We say it every time. I like it.
So Xavier Laverty, the first shot on goal, the first inside 50. Very casual approach, and he has missed it. And watch them go straight into him. That was very lackadaisical, very lazy indeed from Xavier Laverty. And it's through for a minor score. 1 behind the Maggies. The Rovers yet to score on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard.
So the Rovers take it out on the showground side wing. It's on centre wing. Coming through now, Ellis for the Magpies. Back inboard to Knowles with a clever 1-2. Stopping and propping and coming inboard to allow Nace to kick up to half forward. Inside 50 go the Magpies. It pinballs around and then spills back out. Garish was there, fed it back to the coach in Murray, but we've got a whistle. Umpire Mason Rings found one. It's the way of Gotchling. On the left boot, inside forward 50. Wasn't his best kick, to put it nicely. Charlie Nash had some work to do. Got a soccer kick now. Cal Moore for the Magpies. Back inboard to Charlie Nash. Underground handball. Charlie Hollandine is escorted across the boundary line and will bring it back into play. 25, 30 metres from goal. As we go boundary side, Scott Montgomery, Elite Building Construction. The pressure's certainly at the full level.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. It's like a final down here. Balls are hitting the ground because of the pressure around the footy, and there's a lot going on off the ball.
Toss back in, side 50 for the Wang Magpies. Catapan with hands to Philo. Beautiful dart-looking kick to Mark Lou. Who's got the match up on Mark Lou, Scotty?
Yeah, Aiden Tilley's starting there. He's starting a bit higher, Mark Lou, than what we'd normally see, so I'd expect Tilley to go with him while he's up at half forward.
Get him involved in the action. Kicks down the line. McCarthy met it front on and knocked over the boundary line. We'll have it tossed back in. Just backward of centre for the Wangaratta Rovers. We've gone around 2.5 minutes, 1 behind the Maggies. The Rovers yet to score. Any sort of things you're noticing down on the 40-wing stat sheet?
Yeah, territory battles all Wangaratta. Magpies in the opening couple of minutes, 3 inside 50s. Pat Nash had his hands on the footy twice, and Hunter Gotchling as well.
Slightly skew if boundary throwing, but it went the required journey. Umpires let it go. Gotchling tracking this ball, got a handball over the top, but the Rovers have numbers. Monty might have thought it was a throw. Ball's across half forward. Smart for the Magpies, goes backwards. He retreats to Cam Barrett, who's got it at half back. Throws it on the boot with a high up and under down the broadcast side wing. Murray flew high, come to ground level. The Magpies are the recipients via Jesse Smith. Inside 50 go the Wangaratta Magpies. Push in the back.
Yep.
Umpire said yes, Mason Ring. He's found it, and it's going to go the way of Fraser Hollandine.
Yeah, great kick there, wasn't it? Just a bit over the top, but yeah, poor free kick to give away because he had all the positioning there.
Umpire's caught him to play on. Couldn't tell you what for, so he centres the ball to McVeigh, who marks on the lead, straight out in front, and they're not happy with it, Mont.
Yeah, there's a fair bit going on.
McVeigh gave him one on the ground almost.
Well, I think Liam McVeigh wasn't overly happy with the Rovers' feedback and attention.
And I reckon
it's reversed.
I reckon it's been reversed, has it?
It has been reversed. A lot happening off the play here. And the Magpies have turned over a big chance. The ball is in the hands of Ledger, who kicks out wide.
He goes wide, and Lockie O'Brien read it beautifully. He's off to the races. He's taken 3 bounces down the far wing. Make it 4, Lockie. Take a 5th if you like. He runs to 70 from home, lowers the eyes beautifully, and finds McCarthy. A Mawson's concrete play of the day from Lockie O'Brien. McCarthy will have a shot from 45.
That's what we want to see more of from Lockie O'Brien. Get him out into space, let him run, because his kicking inside 50 is top-notch and up there, and you can see why he's played AFL footy, and that explosive speed he's got to take bounces like that is absolutely unbelievable.
No one can catch him at full flight like that. And it's in the hands of a guy who loves to kick goals in big games. Alex McCarthy, 45 metres out, slide angle, makes no mistake. And the Rovers have got the first in the derby. It's to Alex McCarthy, but put that down to the run and gun of Lockie O'Brien. The Rovers 1 straight 6. The Magpies 1 behind game traffic and contracting scoreboard.
Yeah, very disappointing for Rovers to give Wangaratta Magpies to give away that free kick there and go up the other ground and convert once they've had all the play in the opening couple of minutes. Fantastic work by Lockie. 40 wing stat sheet as well. 4 inside 50s to just the 1, and Rovers a much needed goal.
You would have imagined that Liam McVeigh would have had no problem slotting it from 25 metres out directly in front. And the Rovers go all the way down the other end to make you pay. 5-point lead to the home side as Gaston won the tap, but Dane Porter gathers the football for the Magpies. Kicks inside 50, 30 from home. Moore's the target. Coming through, making a big contest. Clever work there from Parnell with a little Gaelic-style toe tap. McVeigh feeds one backwards. The Magpies are under a lot of pressure here. They have numbers. Catapan goes underground. Porter's lurking. The big ball through the pack. Got it onto Laverty, who kicks a goal. Makes up from his early mistake. Gives a bit of feedback to the crowd, and the Magpies respond instantly to regather the lead by a sole point thanks to game traffic and contracting.
Yeah, we talked about it pre-game. The biggest concern for mine was going to be that midfield battle. The centre clearances for Wangaratta, they're one of the best teams in the league at it this season. They're second in the league for clearances altogether and first for centre clearances, and they're putting that on show at the moment. Dane Porter, 3 disposals for him and a super clearance. Rovers under siege early on the 40-wing stat sheet. 5 inside 50s to 1 and a mark inside 50 for Wangaratta Magpies.
That'll get his confidence up after that miss, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. He needed to get his hands on it pretty quickly after that. Hitting the post early on, and he's done that, gone and kicked that goal, which will give him all the confidence moving forward.
Monty with the shorts on boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. Funny stuff, middle of winter, but it's a beautiful day. Murray was just held, and he gets a free kick, plays on with his own advantage. Goes out really wide to the showground side of the ground. Stewie Booth first on the scene. He's going to let this one trickle over the boundary line for a throw-in. Early stages of the Wang Derby. First goal of the game to Alex McCarthy. And the Magpies answer through Xavier Laverty. Blake Panderescott with you and Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group. Toss back into play. Gaston and also Knowles doing the ruck work. First on the scene there is Paddy Nash. She's brought down at a big strong tackle. We'll ball it up. Gussie.
You certainly will, Panda. 7 minutes gone for Maccas here. 1 point lead favouring the visitors, the Wangaratta Magpies. Hope you're enjoying the first term for A-grade oils and batteries. Half forward for the Magpies. Fed nicely from Nash onto Gotchling on his non-preferred. Kicks down the line. McVeigh, front and centre's got a bit of work to do as he kicks it across his body to half forward. Hollandine, this is Fraser, needs a good bounce and doesn't quite get it as the ball spills out of bounds. For Elite Building Construction, boundary side, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, I love seeing this move. Sam Murray's put himself to full forward. Obviously needs that spell about 7 or 8 minutes into the game, but I like him going to full forward instead of coming to the bench for his rest.
I like that too, Monty. We saw how damaging he was in the first half of the season as a resting forward. Takes a big pack mark and loves to kick a goal. In fact, I reckon he's kicked 7 goals for the year, so if he can get that up around the 20-goal mark, the Rovers, you'd think, will certainly finish top 3. Toss back up. Just at half forward here for the Magpies. Knowles jams it on the boot, floats it inside forward 50, and in the calm hands of Lockie McCartney. It looks like he's got the match-up on Fraser Hollandine. Takes a defensive mark for the Rovers. Goes short. On to Lockie O'Brien. He's got Kieran Parnell running beside him. Back into the side today. Bit of a floating mongrel to half forward. Here's a chance for the debutant Nick Redley. Just went past him. Stewie Booth runs onto it. Paddles it forward. And then kicks it out of bounds on the full. No, it just stays in. Boundary throw in. Good yardage there for the Rovers. Boundary throw in inside attacking 50. We have played 8 minutes. All thanks to Macca's. Gus McLeod for Wing Motor Group.
Certainly have. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-wing stats.
Yeah, I just feel like Wangaratta Rovers are playing off the counter a little bit for the soccer term. Only 2 inside 50s, but they are attacking quick when they get that ball in the wing.
Back into play. Redley was there. The handball missed Lewis. Regathered his foot. or footing I should say, tried to shove it forward. Umpires let it go. Here's Ross, feeds a handball back to Ellis, who just clears the defensive lines, but sliding in nicely. Mark's being taken by McCartney, who's pushed up the ground a little bit from his back pocket position. Kicks inside forward 50. Murray's the target. Good use of the body. And Monty, you'd almost back him in from here. You'd have to kick it 52, 53 on a tight angle.
Yeah, right side for a left footer, but he'll arc around and get himself those extra couple of metres. As you can see, Matty Grossman, man in the mark, he's pretty keen. He knows he's going to try and run around and play on here.
Well, a player like Sam Murray, gents, my thoughts on this is he'll either absolutely nail it or it'll go nowhere near it.
I reckon you're spot on.
It's either going to go straight through the big sticks or right across the face. Let's back Muzz in. Right in front of the home ground supporters in the can bar, kicking to the Evans Street end. He opts for the non-selfish approach. I thought he was trying to set the one up, but it had a fair bit of legs on it. Cross the face for a minor score. Scores a level in Derby. 1-1-7 apiece, thanks to game, traffic and contracting.
What do you got for us, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks?
Yeah, the leading stat winners for Wangaratta Magpies, Hunter Gotchling, Dane Porter and Pat Nash have all had the 3 disposals, so getting involved early on the 40-wing stat sheet.
So Charlie Nash kicks it to half forward. Oh, Tom Boyd rose high! A Mawson's concrete mark of the day from the best interceptor in the Ovens and Murray. What a specky that was from Tom Boyd. And he goes in ball with an aggressive kick to Alex McCarthy. Here come the Rovers. He pumps him inside forward 50. Out the back, Murray tried to get even higher than Tom Boyd. Murray gets it back. Hand pass was a bit too slick. Paddy Wright lays a big tackle. Looks like we might have a ball up inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. What about that leap, Monty, from Tom Boyd?
Yeah, how big. He just had the perfect sit, didn't he? He didn't have to get up very high either against young Ross. He was a little bit shorter than Tommy, but got up very easily. And just a quick number change too, boys. Jack Garrish is wearing 39 now.
Back into play. Charlie Nash tied up on the boundary line, and he's happy to take it across the chalk for another restart. So 11 minutes gone here, thanks to Maccas, and we've had everything. We've had a specky, we've had a bit of argy-bargy, we've had a couple of good goals. It's what the Wangaratta Derby serves up here on O&M Live. Redley won the tap. Charlie Nash wrapped up in a gang tackle. The umpires
He's pinged him.
He's
pinged him.
Oh, Monty,
wow.
Elite Building Construction.
Oh, you could just tell the way Mason was hovering around that he was going to ping him there, and I don't know if he had much of a prior, but
new interpretation,
yeah,
Mon, sweeping into a
we're
local level.
That's AFL interpretation there, Blake.
It all comes down to the levels.
No, it doesn't. He's very stiff there, Charlie. Very, very stiff.
I actually don't think Alex Marklew was the first tackler on the scene, but he's ended up with the free kick.
Puts himself in the right place at the right time.
Knows what he's doing.
Elmer Fudd, 25 on a 45-degree angle. He'll love this one. Makes no mistake. Back-to-back goals. In fact, it's not back-to-back. They respond, I should say, the Wangaratta Rovers. Alex Marklew's kicked his first. And, Monty, one thing we do know is when Alex Marklew kicks goals early, it tends to be a theme for the rest of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Loves getting his hands on the footy early because when he does, he knows that he's in the game and he can get a bit of flow behind his footy. When he goes out of it for a first quarter and a half, he really struggles to get into the game after half time. So that's a good sign for Wangaratta Rovers right there.
Yeah, and just really starting to work their way into the contest well. Wangaratta Rovers up to four inside 50 entries now and 2 marks inside 50. And the positive thing for them is Lockie O'Brien, Sam Murray and Brody Fowler all getting really involved in the 40-wing stat sheet with 3 disposals each.
Around the ground, Wangaratta Mazda, it's the Bombers by 14 points.
It's 23, isn't it? I checked the score just before, Gus.
It has updated, 23 points.
Or is your maths just not as good as mine? Let's roll with that one.
It's updated.
So here come the Rovers. They kick it out really wide to the far wing. Pat Nash is first on the scene, wearing those bright green boots. Gets a 1-2 with Fraser Ellis. Almost gets a 1-3, in fact. Ran out of turf boundary throw in far side.
Do you know what I did? I looked at how long the quarter had to go. I thought that was the margin. My bad.
That's all right, Gussie.
We'll forgive you,
The Bombers are in front. That's the main thing, Dan.
That's all that matters.
Don't care.
Toss back in. Tweedale in the ruck against Gaston. Did Richards get Catapan high? He did. And Catapan gets a free kick on the far side. First year in brown and gold, having a very good one as well. Kicks a long one, just inside attacking 50. Big pack of players, almost came off Murray's head. It's a hard one. And Richards just left it behind. Tweedale went in there. And the Magpies through Nash, kick it to centre wing.
So Mark's been taken here by Hollandine. This is Fraser. Got a bit of attention from Lockie McCartney on the way through. Umpire said it was fair as Hollandine kicks to Calmore, who's worked his way 85 metres from goal. Wants to kick inside forward 50 on his booming right boot to the hot spot. Laverty's the target. Brings it front and centre. Overrunning the footy there was Ross. Now Nolan's in pursuit. The Magpies have a bit of support. Shaganolan's going to do a lot of heavy lifting here as McVeigh joins in the action. The umpire says there was no prior opportunity. We'll ball it up 25 metres out from Magpies goal.
Lavity and Boyd locking heads again, just getting a bit of body. They're going to go at it all day, I feel, these two.
So in comes Callum Moore to join the ruck work there. Nolan lurks around trying to get his hands on the football now gathers, throws it on the left boot and kicks long down the line, but is going to come back quickly as Cam Barrett intercepts.
Plays on straight away. Good kick, lowers the eyes. Finds Charlie Naish, who's having a really good year for the Magpies. Just on the attacking centre square. Kicks a real wide one. Not in favour of Cal Moore. First there is Jace McQuaid. He had no one to give the hand pass to. Jams it on the boot. And here's the debutant, Paddy Wright, with the blonde locks. He's gone the die for the big occasion. Takes an intercept mark. They want to switch the footy here, the Magpies. They work it to the broadcast side. Fraser Ellis kicks a long one into attack. McVeigh in front of Charlie Ledger. McVeigh went back in. Caught from behind there as Redley. And a big Xavier Lavity tackle. And we're going to have it balled up. Inside attacking 50 for the Wang Magpies.
Bit of the outpander, but
Thanks,
that last inside 50 from the Wangaratta Rovers, Kyle Williamson busted his backside off to get back and help out and got in the way of Lavity and really put the pressure on him to take that mark. So he did a great job. So that's what you got to expect from both sides, wingers, to get back and help defensively.
Entertaining first term for A-grade oils and batteries. We played 15 minutes here for Maccas.
Still a bit going on off the ball, boys.
2-1-13, plays 1-1-7. The Rovers over the Magpies for game traffic and contracting. McVeigh just jumped in the air and did nothing with it. Gotchling works his way through to the captain, Porter. Outside of the boot, top of the goal square was Moore held. Umpire said no. Ellison for the Rovers tracks it with Will O'Keefe hot on his heels. And we'll have yet again another boundary thrown in Magpies attacking 50.
Yeah, just on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. Pat Nation's worked himself into this game really well. He's up to the 5 disposals. He's a big reason why they've had the 9 entries inside 50 Wang Magpies.
Cal Moore will do the ruck work here. Look for him to grab it out of the ruck or tap it down beautifully to Gotchling. And he snaps a brilliant finish. You don't get a stat for that from Cal Moore, but that was brilliant. Gotchling was up to the task with a beautiful snap, and the Magpies draw level. 2-1-13 apiece in the derby.
Yeah, they're playing fantastic football, and every single stoppage, it's been Wangaratta Magpies dominating it, and you just saw there, absolutely perfect from Cal Moore, straight to Gotchling and through the big sticks. They're starting to dominate this contest, 9 inside 50s now, but their stoppage work, we said it before the game, it's going to be a concern, and it's just been fantastic. Pat Naish is leading the way in that regard. 5 disposals for him. Hunter Gotchling now, 5 disposals and a goal as well, and Callum Moore being influential up forward.
Monty, his ruck craft is so underrated, Callum Moore.
Oh, it's unreal, isn't it? He reminds me a bit of Tom Hawkins. Every time it's inside 50, he's really good, but when it's around the ground, he's probably not as good.
Redley got the ball moving onto Osborne, who shoved the ball backwards. Working hard here is Garish, who is wearing a different number this afternoon if you're playing along at home. Inside 50 go the Rovers. Front and centre, Booth got some work to do. Big Nosey got swung around. Smart got the ball onto Aiden Tilley, who clears defensive lines for the Magpies. McCartney.
Holding the man.
It's a hold. It's going to go the way of the Wangaratta Magpies. Lockie McCartney, I was going to say used his body well, but the umpire didn't agree. Calls to play.
No, there's a bit going on off the ball here, boys. There's a whistle gone.
Talk us to it, Monty.
And he's going to pay a 50, I feel, against Dylan Wilson.
Well, umpire Mason Rings just injected himself off the play here, so there must have been something pretty ferocious happening off the ball.
Yeah, so there's been a 50 paid from where the ball was. Yep.
So this will mean a shot on goal here for Hollandine.
Yeah, silly off the ball, boys. Very silly.
This quarter being paid in favour of Wang Magpies as well.
So the umpires are asserting themselves and making sure that you can't play funny buggers. And Fraser Hollandine will have a set shot from, I'd say, Monty, 35 metres out, slightest of angles.
It's not a bad 50. It's a 50 that we saw last night in the North Melbourne game. It's gone about 70 metres, I reckon.
Great real estate from the men in green. For back-to-back goals in under 2 minutes of footy, Fraser Hollandine. It's the worst looking kick I've potentially ever seen him come off his boot. Oh my God. That was not great, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, we don't say that too often from Fraser. Normally very, very reliable in front of the sticks. So
you watched yesterday's game. You watched the Rooster. His ball drop, I think.
He must have just lost it in the ball drop and hit the outside of the boot and didn't spin right once.
Gee, cop that Rooster from Dan. Hope you're not watching at home.
Sorry, Rooster.
You're not. As Sam Murray marks on broadcast wing in front of Grossman.
That's a matchup that's been going on all day. So Grossman's following Sam Murray everywhere he goes, boys.
First game for Matty Grossman since round 2. It's a real dangerous switch, but it comes off from Sam Murray. Always does. Parnell streaks away. He missed his hand pass. It was too hot for McQuaid. He runs and kicks long to half forward. Good hands there from Marklew in front. Tilly punch from behind. O'Keefe just left it behind. He gives a hand pass to Smith, regathers, and he kicks to half forward. It's in the hands of Callum Moore, 80 from home.
Kicks a lobbing ball, trying to find Hollandine. This kick's got to be better from Fraser. He's got options in McVeigh presenting to the pocket, but he stops and props. And Matt Grossman has followed Sam Murray into attack here. So they've got a +1 as Fraser Hollandine kicks to the pocket, trying to find Lavity. Boyd got a fist in. Coming through now is Hollandine. This is Charlie. Across his body, bouncing, and touched on the line. Across for a minor score via Nick Redley. So the Magpies hit the front by 2 points here thanks to game, traffic and contracting. And it's a kick in from fullback at the 19.5-minute mark for the Rovers.
All thanks to Maccas. Philo goes long, as he so often does. Kicks to a 1-on-2. Probably wasn't the right option, but it might work out here.
There.
If it stays in, it doesn't. No. It trickles over the boundary line.
Hang on.
Paddy Wright's been
not
pushed
much
over.
in that. Nah, it's just a good bump. Good shepherd there from Stewie Boo.
It is a derby after all. Welcome to the Wang Derby, Paddy Wright. What a day to make your debut.
Just don't ever want to take your eyes off what's going on around you, I don't think, today.
Boundary throw in, centre wing. Magpies by 2 points for game, traffic and contracting first term. As Garish, no, in fact, it's Dylan Stone, gets a 1-2, kicks side attacking 50, just over the head there of Lockie O'Brien, who got caught in the sun. Tries to work Ellis off the ball. This is a really good one-on-one. O'Brien and Ellis. Ellis is in trouble on ground level. Spills out to Garish, who lowers his eye inside attacking 50. Osborne just over the reaching hands. Wasn't able to mark. Trouble there was Naish. I thought he threw it. He did. He threw it, did Charlie Naish. A free kick to the Rovers, Mont.
Yeah, Finn Osborne's second effort there. Kick went over his head and was able to get back on it and lay that tackle, and he's going to get rewarded with a shot on goal here. So really good forward pressure from the smalls of the Wangaratta Rovers. So
Dylan Stone involved in that attacking play. Only his second game back.
Great to have him back.
Yep, from a really nasty knee injury. He's coming to the bench now for a well-earned rest. So here's a shot on goal for Big Redley. Sorry, Osborne. Finn comes in and he misses pretty bad to the near side, through for a minor score. So the Rovers 2-2-14, trail the Pies 2-3-15 on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, we've gone 21 minutes for Maccas.
Yeah, we have, and just on the 40-wing stat sheet, Sam Murray has only had the 3 disposals. Obviously, Matty Grossman hasn't had any disposals, but he's doing the job on Sam Murray, so really interesting watch at the moment on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Fraser Ellis has the kicking duties from fullback at the Evans Street end, back in the side this week, and he kicks long to the showground side wing. Knowles got pushed without the football. Garish came through, left it behind, as O'Brien's kick was smothered off the boot and spills out of bounds for a boundary throw. In Elite Building Construction, Scott Montgomery's boundary side.
Yeah, as you've spoken about a few times, the pressure around the footy today has been absolutely first class, and it's like a final, which you wouldn't expect any less in a derby.
So the clock's just hit 21 for Maccas in the first term. Gotchling, probably been the Maggies' best today. Comes in board, links up in a 1-2 with Hollandine. Gotchling kicks to half forward. Callum Moore lost his footing behind the play. It allowed McQuaid for the Rovers to gather possession, and he didn't really know what he was doing, Jace.
He didn't.
He kicked back in board, and Nick Richards intercepts for the Magpies. He switches out wide, and Pat Naish marks it true centre wing showground side.
You can't miss him in those bright green apple boots. Paddy Naish lowers the eyes beautifully and finds Fraser Hollandine just inside attacking 50. Kick has too much on it there for Lavity, who runs onto it and soccers it off the ground for his second goal of the day. Well done to Xavier Lavity. That's the Steel Line goal of the day contender, and the Magpies extend their lead to 7 points. 21 plays 14 for game traffic and contracting.
Yeah, they're dominating the territory battle now. 13 inside 50s for Wang Magpies, and we saw that man, Pat Naish. He's starting to put together a really good quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's up to the 6 disposals, and the other man as well, who's been best on ground for mine, Hunter Gotchling. He's had the 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet and has kicked a snag himself. So they are playing really good football at the Wang Magpies. In a little bit of trouble, Rovers early.
Monty, that goal wouldn't have happened without the block from Charlie Ross.
No, absolutely. And I think Tom Boyd's going to have to tighten up a little bit. He's trying to get up the ground and play and just drop off wherever he can. And Lavity's working really hard back towards goals, where Boyd's probably just watching the footy a little bit too much.
7-point lead to the Magpies, and they win a clearance via Jesse Smith out to the showground side half forward line. McVeigh got an ugly bounce, fed it back to Pat Naish inside 50. Ross got taken high, umpire let it go. Shag and Owen and McCartney on the last line of defence here for the Rovers as the ball pinballs around. Working hard is Nick Richards. Opportunity now for Ross off the outside of the boot. Boyd comes through. I reckon he's gone. He is. Elite and relentless forward line pressure from the Wangaratta Magpies. and it will result in another set shot 25 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, just the forward line pressure at both ends of the ground has been first class here. And Tom Boyd there just probably took it a little bit easy, thought he was going to get through the tackle and just held on, did young Ross, so he'll go back and have the shot on goal.
It's McVeigh.
Oh, McVeigh it is, sorry.
Really good umpiring too to identify that he took on the tackle and then called it straight away, so fantastic umpiring.
Almost a case of deja vu. He was going to have a set shot from here before a free kick was given away about 10 minutes ago. A chance to make amends. Liam McVeigh for 3 Magpies goals in a row. He loves it off the boot, does Liam. He kicks his first and the 4th for the Wangaratta Magpies. The margin is out to 13 points thanks to game, traffic and contracting.
They're really starting to hit their straps now. Wang Magpies 14 inside 50s, and they're just dominating the territory battle and the inside 50 count as well. And so many of their players, especially out of the stoppages in their midfield, they got another centre clearance as well. So it's 3 centre clearances I've counted to 1 Rovers, and they're just super damaging going forward. Pat Nation on the outside is fantastic on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's up to 7 disposals, and Hunter Gottschling 7 disposals as well, and a goal.
So McVeigh gets his set shot after all. Should have had one earlier, but it was cruelly taken away. Oh, beautiful tap there from Gaston onto Sam Murray, who streams out of the centre circle, pumps it long, very long through for a minor score. How quick was that? The quickest point of the year, I reckon, from Sam Murray out of the middle. And the Rovers, they make their way to 2-3-15. And the Magpies are 4-3-27. That's on the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard. Here is Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
All the play on the showground side of this ground. The far side, Gaston, the big ruckman, coming back in ball with a handball, trying to find O'Brien. Fed it back to Allison. The recruits link up now with Philo under the coach in Murray. Don't argue on Grossman. Keep an eye on Philo. Looks a bit ginger off the play. Pat Naish came through 1-2 with Grossman. On to Jesse Smith. Now Naish once again. On the outside of the centre square. Feeds one over the top to Ross.
Oh, that 50?
That's 50. Nah.
Allison was saying it didn't go the required journey, but the umpire blew his whistle. Out wide, Richards chips over the top. O'Keefe went back courageously. And Parnell had the chance to absolutely poleaxe him, but he pulled out. O'Keefe's got the ball 50 from home.
Did the right thing, because it was going to be 50 if he went right through with that there, Parnell. So did the right thing for sure.
You know, Will O'Keefe's got a bit of mongrel in him, so I wouldn't have liked to pick a fight with Will. As he centres the ball to the hot spot, trying to find a teammate. Good defensive work there from the Rovers as Philo clears defensive lines with a torpedo punt up towards centre wing. Fraser Ellis tracking this one. Stone's got some work to do. In fact, it's Booth. Handball's over the top. The Magpies retreat. Smart, doing really good to evade some pressure. On the right boot. High up and under half forward. Laverty's the target. Brings it front and centre. Stone's there, left it behind. Now Allison got taken high. The umpire ignored it. Pinballs around with Laverty. He threw it, and it's still in dispute now with Nolan.
Nolan, he's tackled straight away, and the umpire says, give it to me. A little bit of helter-skelter stuff there, Scotty Montgomery of Elite Building Construction.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good call by Clarkie there, because they knew it was going to get a bit testy with a couple of missed calls probably. So just ball it up, get it cleared, and away we go.
26 played for Maccas, and it's the Magpies by 2 straight kicks in the Wang Derby. It's Catapan's brought down at a very heavy Dane Porter tackle. 65 around from the Magpies' goal. Ball camped on the broadcast side. Tweedale and Gaston going to go up again. Tweedale jumped very early. Catapan tried to fend off. Magpies one holding the ball. Richards is over it. So's Osborne. Goes in hard. Porter breaks away with pace. Bit of a grubber kick. First on the scene there is McVeigh. And the hand pass from the Rovers goes to no one in particular. O'Keefe gives it to Richards, who snaps tight in the pocket. It's through for a minor score. He was under a bit of pressure. The Magpies extend their lead to 13. 28 plays 15 for game, traffic and contracting. And Dan Vaccaro, there's not long before quarter time.
No, there's not. And the one thing I want to identify is the job that Matt Grossman's doing on Sam Murray. He's had 5 disposals, Sam Murray, but he has had not much impact on this contest yet. So Matt Grossman, he's yet to have a stat, but he's doing a fantastic job on Murray.
28 plays 14. The Magpies over the Rovers. Allison kicks in from full back as the brown and gold transition to the far side. Lockie O'Brien, Sharon in hand. And they're playing a bit more methodically now as O'Brien comes to the middle of the ground. Umpire calls Booth to play on with a right foot raking kick, but sitting back in the hole is our man Pat Wright, Slim Shady. And it went through his mitts like me in the slips. Out towards the boundary line. And there's a bit more argy-bargy happening here. And I reckon a few of the Rovers supporters are saying to Paddy Wright, you should have marked that one. We'll bring the ball back into play. Umpire not wasting any time. 50 from home.
So the Pies by 13. Very late stages of an attacking opening term as Dylan Stone gets his kick
It's
away.
after the siren, I reckon, boys.
He's celebrating.
It's after the siren.
I thought it was after the siren as well.
Oh,
The umpire signalled a goal.
They have. They've paid it.
They've paid it. So Dylan Stone on the siren has launched one from 45. It's gone through for a steal line goal today. And the Rovers get one back. They move to 21. The Magpies 28. Controversy here in the Wang Derby. I mean, we sit in the timekeeper's box, and I thought the siren blew.
Well, we heard it pretty loud and clear.
We did indeed. Anyway, dearie me, the Magpies by 7. Don't go anywhere on the Wang Derby. Hope you're enjoying the action. For O&M Snap Print Solutions TV, we're of course on 15.663 or 14.94 2AY on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Nowhere near it. I don't know what happened there.
So toss back up. 28 plays 27. The Magpies holding on by a point. The Rovers have kicked the last 2 goals here in the Wang Derby. As Gotchling goes forward. Here's a chance for Will O'Keefe. Runs to 60, lowers the eyes, looks into the pocket to try and find Cal Moore. Goes over his head, runs out of turf. Boundary throw in 20 metres around from the Wang Magpies goal. As O'Keefe streamed out of the centre there and just had a little bit too much on that kick for Cal Moore. He had his man beat, Monty, and he would have had a shot on goal.
Yeah, just got to be a little bit better there, O'Keefe. Got to hit that one streaming inside 50 or have a shot.
Rovers have got to nullify Moore's impact in the ruck. That was another great tap to Hollandine. Spills out. The Rovers have numbers. Philo's going to exit defensive 50 with not his best kick. Laverty and Barrett for the Magpies. And they can't keep it alive as Alex McCarthy applies some good pressure. Right in front of you, Mont, for Elite Building Construction. Do I notice a little chair you've porched yourself on?
You stole it, Wendy Listers.
I took it from upstairs, stole it off someone up there, so, just kicked them out.
Looks very comfortable as our man
Oh,
Mont.
it's great in the sun down here, boys. I don't know what you guys are doing up there.
We're having a great time with the heater on. About to bring us a tray of party pies too. Here's Naish, handballs over the top. Good work by Hollandine. This is Charlie. Tackles applied on him as a Magpie down behind play as the Rovers exit defensive lines with a high up and under. Alma Fudd, Marklew trapped it well, regathers. Smith comes in now for the Magpies, feeds one back to Gotchling. Gotchling on the left boot, dangerous kick, turnover to Allison, across half back, and the Rovers are away.
They're away through Brodie Philo, who can take a bounce through the middle of the WJ Finlay, and missed his boot, did Brodie.
Oh, he's got him for running too far. Are you kidding?
Pinned for running too far, did he, Monty?
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was 15 metres you were out to run.
I thought he bounced the ball anyway. Not sure Brodie, I want to look back at that. He missed his foot.
I think he blew the whistle and thought I better make something up here.
His mind was going too fast for his body. They weren't on the same page. As Tom Boyd wins it back for the Rovers at half-back. Left-hand hand pass to Big Gaston. He hand passes it to Murray, who don't argue is Will O'Keefe, and then jams it on the boot. Kicks a long one up to half forward. In front, McCarthy up against Barrett. Good one-on-one. Coming through with pace is Justin Lewis. It's an open 50. Kicks into the space. Foot race between Redley and Jamie Anderson. Anderson gets back, but he slips over. Hand pass puts Alex Marklew under pressure, who taps it back beautifully into play, and Wilson's the beneficiary. A beautiful little setup there from Al Marklew. Deft touch. Wilson snaps, and the Rovers have kicked 3 in a row, and that's Wilson's second goal, Monty.
Absolutely, what a finish there. But I'll tell you what, Jamie Anderson will like his time again. Just take it through for a point, Jamie, because you're allowed to start again. Instead of you brought it back in, gave Alma Fudd the chance to tap it down, and Dylan Wilson, 2 1/4. Good start for him.
Yeah, Wangaratta Rovers starting to get to work now. Brodie Philo's been fantastic to start this quarter. 3 disposals early for him on the 40-wing stat sheet. O'Brien and Murray getting involved as well, which is big for them. So they're starting to really nullify this contest.
So the Rovers hit the lead for the first time since the 12th minute mark of the first term. 5-3-33 to 4-4-28. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Back in the centre of the WJ Finlay. Starting to get some midfield dominance are the Rovers. Catapan just worked his way around a telephone booth. Had so much time. Kicking it a Fudd. Marklew. Mawson's concrete mark of the day.
Yeah, what a kick.
Really well weighted kick and great courage from Alma Fudd. Just had to bust his way through that pack, Monty.
He did. He had someone coming back into your space. It's always something you can see out the corner of your eye. So, yeah, really brave by Alma Fudd. Took the mark. But Sam Catapan, what a kick that was. To hit that, running the opposite way and across his body, absolutely perfection. That's what you want as a forward. Someone can kick it at different angles like that.
And everyone just ran around him, Monty. Here comes Alma Fudd. 55-metre kick required. It looks pretty good on the last line, and it's touched through for a minor score. Just not quite the required journey there from Alex Marklew, but he looks dangerous. Fraser Ellis kicks in from full-back, and he's got Pat Nation in the pocket for the Pies.
33 plays 28 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. 34 plays 28, I should say. The Rovers lead in the second term for Janko Orgridonga. They've kicked the last 3. Look at that for a kick from Paddy Naish. It's a beauty to true centre-half back. It's been marked by Tilly. Wants to go out really wide because he's got Laverty on a searching lead. He marks centre wing in front of the scoreboard. Plays on straight away. And his kick now finds Fraser Hollandine. A really good build-up for the Pies. Hollandine goes in towards the Moore direction. Getting back in the hole there was Murray. Pouncing on the scene is Charlie Hollandine and dribbling through for a major. Charlie Hollandine with a steal-line goal today from one end to the other. It was all set up by the Patnaish kick in defence, Monty, and Holland Dean finished beautifully.
Yeah, you got to be brave, don't you, to take those kicks on, and he executed it perfectly there, Paddy Nation. Tillage was also a beautiful kick to get it out to that far wing the way they did, and then just over the top, Charlie Holland Dean. How good's that? That's what you want from your small forwards. Get to the fall of the ball as quick as you can, quicker than the defenders, and finish off, and he did that very well.
Definitely becoming a bit of a shootout, and we'll quickly go around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda in the AFL. Essendon 11, 470, plays West Coast 8, 654, so only 16 points difference for you Bomber supporters.
We'll take that.
Here at the WJ Finlay, scores are locked at 5-4-34 apiece. Cracking start to the second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga.
3 goals in 6 minutes, Gussie.
Whistle off the play,
Yeah,
Monty.
too many in the square from the Wangaratta Magpies. I think Matty Grossman, Sam Murray went to half back and just stayed in the square, so got called.
Here's O'Brien kicking inside 50 to the hot spot. Barrett's there. Big fist from Barrett on McCarthy. Pinballs around at the back of the stoppage. Good work from Alex Markler, who applied a big tackle. The umpires called for a stoppage 40 metres out from Rovers' goal. So they're doing all the attacking here, and it's been nullified by Charlie Hollandine for the Magpies to see scores level.
So ball up. Redley getting his hands to that. O'Keefe thought he got one high. Umpire says give it to me. And a repeat stoppage inside attacking 50 for the Rovers. So the Magpies kicked 3 in a row in the first term. And the Rovers kicked 3 in the trot as well. And then Hollandine just broke the run of goals there for the Wangaratta Rovers. And scores are level in the Wangaratta derby. 34 apiece in the CMV truck and bus scoreboard. We've played around 7 minutes for Maccas. Another repeat stoppage. Redley and Knowles, who looked to be in a little bit of trouble earlier. He's regathered his play, and here's Charlie Naish, kicks it down the wing. Jace McQuaid was just manhandled by Big Cal Moore, and the Magpies edge it forward. There's no one inside attacking 50 for the Pies. First on the scene there is Charlie Ledger. Has a little bit of work to do. Ross is there as well. Gaston there getting back hard in defence, and he busts through the Pat Naish tackle and kicks the dribbler to centre wing for the Rovers.
Just come off the knee of Fraser Ellis, into no one in particular. Big contest forms. Great tackle by Alex McCarthy. And the umpire calls for a stoppage right in front of Monty.
Yeah, how good was that there from Alex McCarthy? Great tackle. Did everything he could to make sure he didn't sling Nick Richards, and did everything he could to take him to the ground gently. But, yeah, really good tackle.
Just about to say that. He could have buried him in the next week, but that's the interpretation there, Gussie, of the no-sling tackles, and the players are adjusting.
They certainly are. Dan Vaccaro, some 40 wing stats.
Yeah, well, that man there, Brody Follow, not his greatest disposal there, but he's been fantastic this half. He's up to 9 disposals, but he's been really vital by foot. He's one of the better ball users in the competition. Rovers playing good footy, 4 inside 50s early.
Scores are level. 9 minutes gone for Maccas as Gaston takes it out of the ruck at true centre wing. On the boot to half forward, coming through was Slim Shady Pat Wright, but the Rovers have numbers. Markler needs to gather cleanly. Lost his footing. Whistle, free kick off the play.
I reckon it was the boot, Monty, wasn't it?
Markler, yeah, just a bit stiff there. I think it was Fraser Ellis.
Very stiff.
Just come in a little bit crude, but yeah, Markler going down didn't help their situation, so he's going to get a free kick. I think it might have been a bit too high.
The same distance as he kicked his previous behind from. And
More chance from here.
You reckon it's stood in the right footer, Monty?
Yeah, absolutely, and he loves this pocket. This is Elmer Fudd's pocket for sure.
This is the tennis club pocket. He starts his approach on the boundary line. He's going to have to kick it 51 metres. So, Markler, what are you doing? In 2 minds, centres the ball. McCarthy gets there.
He meant that, didn't he?
Elmer Fudd, he butchered it, but it come off all right. And Alex McCarthy will have a shot 40 metres out, slide angle.
Do you reckon he didn't realise that Fraser Ellis has a bit of pace on the mark there? Like he was able to close him down or something? But, yeah, very fortuitous there. And Alex McCarthy, isn't he someone that just bobs up when you need him for the Wangaratta Rovers? He seems to be in the right spot at the right time. Will go back and have a shot on goal.
Only one man could do that, Elmer Fudd.
And he claims it.
Here's the response the Rovers need from McCarthy. Right foot kick is across the face. It's a minor score. They regather the lead, though, the Rovers, by a sole point, thanks to CMV Truck and Bus.
35-34 in the Wang derby. Barrett will receive this kick in. It's a beauty from Fraser Ellis as well. Cam Barrett, right half back. Always look inboard, but the Rovers are set up beautifully. He goes short to Tilly. They're going to try and switch the football here. The Wang Magpies. Goes out wide. This is in the hands here of Richards. And he goes short again. So just possessing the football here are the Magpies. The Rovers have him hemmed in. Inside 50 count this quarter, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, inside 50s is Wangaratta Rovers 5 to Wangaratta Magpies 3.
Eventually it comes the way of Porter. who kicks to Aiden Tilley. He floats in. Surely paid the mark. Umpire says play on. He hand passes it to O'Keefe, who runs into a bit of trouble, but he finds Richards in the middle of the ground.
Richards is away. Moore wants the lead. Moore's the target. Moore's the recipient. Great footy from the Wangaratta Magpies. Took a wrist, opened up the corridor, and the ball is in the hands of the best full forward in the competition, Callum Moore, 45 metres from home.
Oh, that kick from Paddy Naish to Dane Porter was the one that really opened it up for the Magpies. Got it out to Tilley, and away they went through the middle of the ground, and a good finish inside 50 that time from Nick Richards. And Kelmore want more of that sort of service moving forward in this game.
It was a little bit quiet in the first term, albeit the delivery not the way the big fella likes it. To the Evans Street end, Callum Moore misses to the right-hand side, so scores a level. 5-5, 35 apiece. As Dan Vaccaro alluded earlier, it is a little bit of a shootout here. Which team can break away first? We played just under 12 minutes thanks to Maccas, and like we said, scores a level for CMV Truck and Bus at 35 apiece.
Second term for Jaco Orb-Wodonga. Couldn't ask for a better day for footy. Beautiful winter's day. Blue skies and sunshine. Murray has a bit of work to do to try and keep the footy, and he does. And I reckon he collected Paddy Naish pretty high.
There wasn't that much. Nah, wasn't much in it, but he's going to get the free kick here, Paddy, but it's on. They didn't like that at all. No, it's going to be a ball in.
He's not getting a free kick. I thought it was. I thought the umpire blew the whistle.
I don't think there was that much in it.
For a boundary throw-in as the fight goes on, and Porter gets a possession, gets a 1-2, kicks it to half forward. Big fly from behind there from Hollandine. He gave away a free kick to Shag and Olin.
Nick Richards has just come off the ground nowhere near the interchange gates, boys, so I don't know if anyone's going to pick up on that.
So Nolan, weird stuff happens in the Wangaratta derby, no doubt about it. He switches to Tom Boyd. And Boyd wants to switch it to McQuaid, and he says, nah, Boyd, you can have it back. Just deep in defence.
Wasn't a whole lot in the contest, but I think it's screaming frustration from Sam Murray. He's been tagged by Grossman. He's doing a really good job.
I think it was more that he wasn't happy with Paddy Naish's attempt over the footy. He just told him about it.
I reckon he's a bit frustrated, mate.
It's just got the potential to blow over here. The little tiggy touchwoods are causing big outcomes and emotions to flare. The Rovers exit defensive 50. Good looking kick and good use of the body there from Osborne, but the umpire said it was all fair. Ball's in the hands of Naish. This is Charlie. Sells a bit of candy, works around one, right foot kick inside 50, too much for Laverty. Nolan's out the back for the Rovers, O'Keefe's on his heels. Back to Boyd with a torpedo mongrel punt, and it smashes into the sign. It's out of bounds on the full. The Maggies will get it back between centre wing and half forward on the showground side. Ball's in the hands of Charlie Naish.
It's been a pretty good recruit for the Magpies, considering he came late and they expected him to play mainly VFL with Footscray, and I reckon he's played every game for the Maggies. Kicks a long one into attack. Moore straight through the mitts. Tom Boyd working hard in defence. Hand passes it to Parnell. Charlie Hollandine tied up against the boundary. Shovels it back to McVeigh. Standing start. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. Has it floated through? It's touched on the line. Somebody had to touch it because it looked goal bound. So the Magpies, they go to 5-6-36. The Rovers 5-5-35 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Dan Vaccaro, who've played 14 for Maccas in the second term.
Yeah, we have. And a good little period here for Wang Magpies. They've just got the territory battle at the moment. They're up to 7 inside 50s. Pat Naish is putting together a good quarter. He's up to 5 disposals this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Allison from fullback found Shagger Nolan. Back page of the paper yesterday was Shagger.
Was he?
What for? Oh, for some story Freda put together. Couldn't tell you what for.
Would have been a good one if Freda put it together.
Would have been one of the best. Alma Fudd, big fan. As Finn Osborne switches out wide. It's a catapan for the Rovers. Umpire calls him to play on. Left foot raking kick down the showground side wing. Front and centre was Tweedow, brought it to ground level. McCarthy kicks up to half forward for the Rovers, but Aiden Tilley marks uncontested at centre half back. Kicks inboard, dangerous. Bit much on it. The Rovers have numbers in support. Now the Magpies arrive. Hollandine in the centre of the ground feeds the ball forward. Jesse Smith now, a kick and a half from inside 50. That's where he goes. Hollandine, open goal, Nolan. Will Nolan did enough, but the umpire says it's a goal.
Oh, wow.
I'm adamant Shagger Nolan got enough on that one, but the goal umpire had the best seat in the house. Charlie Hollandine kicks his second, and controversy sweeps across the Wangaratta Derby, Mont.
Yeah, well, he's obviously in a better position than us, but it looked like he was nearly at the signs when he kicked that.
Good finish there by Charlie Hollandine, but it was the work. I believe it was Fraser Hollandine in the midfield just to make a contest and drive that ball forward, and Wangaratta were able to get one there. And they're starting to play some good football now, Wangaratta Magpies, and really good.
Well, that's an evener upper because Dylan Stone kicked one after the siren on quarter time. So if he was over the line, scores a level. The Magpies are back in front by 7 points for CMV Truck and Bus.
Back-to-back goals for Charlie too, 10 minutes apart.
So he's leading the way in the Hollandine household at the moment over his brother Fraser. Secondary ball up in the middle of the ground. Knowlesy thought he was getting held by Redley. Garish in a different number, 39, was over the footy. Catapan picks it up, clears it forward. Oh, good mark by Charlie Naish, who's banged his head. He looks like he's in a world of pain here, Charlie. That was courageous. A Mawson's concrete mark of the day. He looks to be in a little bit of pain here, Mont.
Yeah, he just probably a bit more winded than, and then landed right on the back, as you saw. And, yeah, pretty brave to go back like that.
So I reckon Justin Lewis came under his opponent and sort of got tunnelled a little bit there, did Charlie Naish. He goes out wide here to Pat Wright, who's got a spare man on centre wing, broadcast side. It's Harry Smart, and it's the Magpies by 7. CMV Truck and Bus second term.
Short kick. Umpire said it went. They're requiring 15.
Playing well, Gussie.
Numbers for Pat Naish, 40 winks.
Yeah, he just had his 16th disposal, Gus.
And I reckon he's kicking it close to 100%.
Yep.
McVeigh marks a kick from inside 50. Switches to centre half forward. Grossman's worked his way into attack. Wants to find a lead. Ignores it. Poor kick trying to go inside 50. Now Catapan for the Rovers. Goes short to the coach in Murray. Murray just bangs it forward and tries to clear defensive lines. Nice work coming through here for Wright. For the Magpies, brings the ball back inboard to Gotchling. Handball over the top, or kick over the top, I should say. Finds Richards, left foot kick, and here's Naish.
So Naish in between centre and the forward 50. Centering kick, trying to find Knowles or Grossman. Here's Charlie Hollandine, he's already kicked 2. Hand passes to space. Pat Naish from 50. Hand passes over the top to McVeigh. Naish got absolutely collected by Lockie McCartney and wants a free kick. Umpire said no. McCartney picks it up, kicks it to centre wing. In front position there was Ellis for the Magpies. Booth, he gets it. He tries to fend off Porter, who wraps him up in a big tackle, holding the ball. I thought it was high, Monty. Free kick to the pipe.
Saw what you saw, Pano. Went a bit higher, I thought, towards the end of that tackle.
Porter kicks to centre half forward. Richards, 55 from home, into the pocket. Laverty, the target, one-hander. Brings it front and centre. O'Keefe snaps on goal. Got it. Something from nothing from Will O'Keefe. Kicks a small forwards goal. And it's just what the Wangaratta Magpies needed. Will O'Keefe kicks his first. The Magpies kick their 7th. 19 minutes gone for Maccas.
Yeah, starting to really dominate the contest now. Wangaratta Magpies, 10 inside 50s for them. But that man, Pat Naish, is putting together a fantastic game. He's had the 7 disposals this quarter, and he's had 16 for the game. Dane Porter and Matt Grossman is starting to get his hands on the footy as well after having a quiet first term on Sam Murray. Hunter Gotchling as well, getting involved. 4 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet, and it's a really close contest at the moment.
So the Magpies kick 3, the Rovers kick 3, and now the Magpies kick 3 again. Over to you, Wangaratta Rovers. I thought Dylan Wilson caught one high, and he's absolutely buried his Wang Magpie opponent into the ground then, and they're into it. And the Rovers just shovel it off the ground inside attacking 50. Meeting it on the half volley there was Al McCarthy. Kicks a high one into attack. Anderson's there, so Stewie Booth. Tries his best to keep it in. Runs out of space. Boundary throw in 15 around from the Wang Rovers goal. It's pretty spicy, this one, Monty. What you'd expect in a Wang derby.
Yeah, it's big time. As soon as a little bit of push and shove it is on, there's 3 or 4 come in and help each other out. So exactly what we want in the Wang derby, isn't it?
13-point lead to the Magpies for CMV Truck and Bus. Ruck infringement.
That was silly.
Wilson's played on. Is the goal going to count? Umpire says it's a point. So Wilson played on from what would have been a 25-metre set shot, Monty, and he missed taking the advantage.
Yeah, silly. From those positions, you just got to let your guy go back and have the set shot, I feel.
Around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda. It is a 4-point game at Marvel Stadium as well.
No more around the grounds, thanks.
Let's get that one updated every 2 minutes, please, Dan.
No worries, one.
The people watching and listening don't want to hear that.
We all do. We all do.
They just want the derby action. So it was disappointing from Wilson because Marklew was going to be the recipient of that free kick. He would have had an easy set shot on goal. The Magpies switch the footy. Paddy Wright on debut. Goes out wide. One-on-one there between Charlie Naish and Dylan Stone. Stone does well. Fends off his opponent. Hand pass puts Murray under a bit of pressure. His hand pass did the same thing to Catapan. Here come the Magpies. Swooping on everything at the minute. Hollandine lays a big tackle. Ball up, half forward for the Wang Maggies. They lead by 12.
Cracking second term here for Jaco Albury-Wodonga. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on 1566-3 or streaming right across the globe thanks to Snap Print Solutions, O&M TV. Knowles won the tap. Moore bust through the pack, threw it on the boot. High up and under into the pocket. Laverty just got a fingertip on it. And the ball spills out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Monty boundary side for Elite Building Construction. Xavier Laverty's really starting to step up and provide a really good option for the Magpies inside 50.
Yeah, and what he's doing, he's putting all his time and effort into Tom Boyd, not allowing him to roll off now. And because he's kicked those couple of goals, Tom Boyd's had to tighten up a little bit.
I reckon sides are just starting to do that because he's the best interceptor in the competition is Tommy Boyd. And if he's allowed to just play on his own, he is brilliant.
I think I had him in the back line for a quarter this year, Panda.
You did? Now he's in the team of the year, probably. As Brody Philo ekes a kick out of the stoppage. Ross was first there. Wilson got hands free to Mark Lou. Got to get rid of it, Ella. His hand pass was too hot for Gaston, who plies a good tackle on Nick Richards. Rovers want ball. Wilson goes back in there, and we're going to have another stoppage on centre wing right in front of that balcony, who Monty are just getting a little bit restless.
I don't know if you can pick it up in mine, Mike, but they're definitely saying plenty of advice to the umpires.
Mason Ring throws the ball back up. Catapan handballs to Philo on the left. Kicks inboard. Jamie Anderson sits in the hole at true centre wing and intercepts for the Magpies. Goes by hand. Tilly back to Barrett. The switch is on for the Magpies, but Barrett looks to go through the corridor. Jesse Smith, true centre between the circle and the edge of the square. Lowers the eyes. Good looking ball to right.
It's been good.
It's been very good. Slim Shady kicks up to half forward. Nice looking kick. Gotchling. 50 from home, wants to play on, kicks into the pocket, trying to find Laverty. Good body work from Boyd. The kick probably need to be a bit more to advantage for Elite Building Construction, Monty, but they're looking good going inside 50.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. They're getting balls across half forward in dangerous positions and then able to find those leading lanes. And just got to hit those targets, and I reckon they'll have a few more shots on goal in the second half.
22 minutes for Maccas. Second term for Jaco Albury-Wodonga. And the Pies still lead here in the derby by 2 straight kicks. Philo getting busy, hand pass it to Williamson, who's wrapped up straight away in a big Hunter Gotchling tackle. And the umpire has pinned him for holding the ball. And the Magpies are going to have a set shot as the bar is getting very busy beneath us here at the derby, as it should. And Gotchling's going to line up for number 2.
Yeah, that forward line pressure we've spoken about a couple of times from both teams has been fantastic today, but Wang's really starting to turn it up a little bit. Guys like Gotchling and the Hollandine boys are really starting to put the pressure on the Wang back 6, and they're really feeling it. And this shot on goal is just through hard work and pressure.
They must be good hamburgers down there. The boys are getting pretty vocal.
It's beers, I'm telling you. Frothies are plenty. And Hunter Gotchling lines up with a set shot. He's nailed it. The Maggies have kicked 4 in a row. Hunter Gotchling's kicked 2. A steal line goal that a contender. They got a mini break here, the Pies. They lead by 3 straight kicks. 54 plays 36 to Vaccaro.
Yeah, fantastic kick there by Hunter Gotchling. He's been one of the best on ground for mine at the moment. He's up to 14 disposals and 2 goals. He's having a fantastic game. And Wangaratta Magpies are just doing it a little bit better than Rovers at the moment for mine. They're playing a really good brand of football. 11 inside 50s. Pat Nature's been fantastic with 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. So just a good little period here for Wangaratta Magpies.
Certainly is. And Hunter Gotchling finding the form we saw in Bringley, Ovens and Murray 2 years ago. Had a bad run with injury and limited opportunities with Geelong VFL. We're seeing the best of Hunter in black and white. Here he is again. If he can regather the football cleanly, he does. Handballs in towards a bit of space. Grossman worked his way into the midfield, kicks to centre half forward. McVeigh was held by Ledger, umpire let it go. Parnell busts through the back of the pack at centre half back. Takes a bounce, takes a second, but there's no one presenting. So he kicks a well-weighted kick out wide, and the ball's been marked by Finn Osborne. True centre wing, scoreboard side, the showground side of the ground. He finds O'Brien, little chip kick to Philo. This is nice from the Rovers, they're maintaining possession. Philo, the bloke you want the Sharon in the hands of, inside 50, good-looking kick, McCarthy. The best set of play we've seen from the Rovers all day, Monty. They went coast to coast and maintained possession with poise the whole way.
Well, some really good ball users got the ball in their hands in that chain of play in Philo and O'Brien, and they're going to have to touch it a lot more in this second half for the Rovers to be able to find the way back. And Alex McCarthy, again, just the forward that keeps popping up and gets shots on goal.
Baffles me how well this bloke moves for a big fella. Right foot kick looks pretty good off the boot. It's hit the top of the post. He's kicked 1 goal, 2, Alex McCarthy. and it's a minor score. Margin back to 17 points for C&V Truck and Bus. The Magpies, they lead the Rovers at the 25-minute mark thanks to Maccas. Dan Vaccaro, some 40-week stats.
Yeah, well, that man, Brody Follow, just hit up McCarthy then. He's playing a fantastic game. He's up to 15 disposals. He's at 10 for the quarter, and his ball use has been absolutely spot on.
54 plays 37, margin at 17. Magpies lead for C&V Truck and Bus as we tick up towards half-time in the second term. And Aiden Tilley, best game I've seen him play in Magpie colours, Monty. Looks very, very assertive in defence.
Yeah, I think it took a little while for him to find the pace of the footy up here, and I think the last 4 or 5 weeks he's just gotten better and better.
Moore rose high, but Murray rose even higher and takes the Mawson's concrete mark of the day. Plays on. Runs to 70 to Sam Murray. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. One-on-one, McCarthy in front of his man, roving beautifully and goaling. I think was Garish, was it? It was Justin Lewis, actually, in the orange boots. Beautiful spot for a Rover, and he snaps truly. Breaks a run of 4 goals for the Wangaratta Magpies, and the Rovers get one back, Monty.
Yeah, they needed that one, didn't they? Sam Murray just knew what the stage of the game was. Probably could have had to go on back behind his mark, but the umpire let him go and just got it to the top of the goal square. Good contest, and what small forwards should do is get to the fall of the ball and put it through.
And that could be the fire starter for Sam Murray. He's been reasonably well held this game, but he just had that typical Sam Murray moment then, and that could just be the fire starter for the second half because they need a big second half out of him.
They certainly do. Really clever goal there.
They've got an extra forward here.
+1, do they, Monty?
Yeah, Wangaratta, I don't know where he's come from.
Do a head Ken on the bench. 11-point lead. The Magpies lead the Rovers. The Rovers desperately needed that one on the eve of half-time. They've got to make sure that the defence locks up. Ball's in the hands of Grossman. Doing a good job nullifying the impact of Sam Murray. As the siren sounds for half-time here at the Wangaratta Derby, the Magpies, they hold the lead at the main break. They lead 8-6-54 to the Rovers, 6-7-43 on the C&V Truck and Bus scoreboard. If you thought the first half was good, I can guarantee you the second half will be even better. The Wangaratta Derby's about to fire up here on O&M Live. Stick with us. The halftime show is coming your way on the other side of the break on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome back to the WJ Finlay Oval. It's Derby Day in Wangaratta and we are seeing an absolute cracker. This is the halftime show thanks to McDonald's. At halftime, we have the Wangaratta Magpies with a slight lead. They are 8-6-54. The Wangaratta Rovers 6-7-43. Dan Vaccaro joins me for the halftime show. Dan, what a half of footy. A lot going on. Not always good footy, but it was a half that you were intrigued by and it was hot and fierce out on the field.
Oh, you absolutely nailed it. I think I was just saying to you off air, they're a hard game to call, these ones, when so much stuff's happening around the ground. I've never seen a game where there's been argy-bargy at every single stoppage that we've had so far in this contest.
Oh, you're spot on.
It's been great to watch for a neutral, that's for sure. But yeah, both teams are giving it their all. I feel like, I don't know, I think Wangaratta are just doing it slightly better than Rovers at the moment. They're both playing reasonably well there, and they're both having their moments, but I just think Wangaratta are just... They almost just look that class above a little bit at the moment, but I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in the second half. I mean, Sam Murray was well held. He doesn't get held for 4 quarters, so he's going to have a moment in this game where they can get Rovers back into it. So I'm super interested, Mont.
Yeah, it's a hard one for Sammy, isn't it? Because he's getting tagged by someone that can go back and play as a key defender as well. So normally he'd take his tag at a full forward and try and kick a goal or two. But when he's got Matt Grossman standing next to him, he can go play genuine full back on him. And
he's the prototype tagger for him, I think, Matty Grossman. But it'll be interesting to see how he played out. I think he gave him a little bit more freedom in that half than mine. I think Murray he was just around the contest a little bit more, and he had that play from about 70, which was just Sam Murray-esque as well. So really interesting watch that one for mine.
I reckon we might see Sammy try and drop as an extra behind the footy at different times, in and out of the stoppages. So that will be interesting to see. At half-time, the goal kickers for the Wangaratta Magpies. We have Xavier Laverty, who's doing a defensive forward role on Tom Boyd. He's doing a great job. He's kicked 2. Charlie Holland-Dean's kicked 2, and Hunter Gottschling has 2, while singles for Liam McVeigh, Nick Richards, and Will O'Keefe. While we go over the Rovers, we've got Dylan Wilson with 2, and then singles to Dylan Stone, Justin Lewis, Alex Marklew, and Alex McCarthy. What are the 40 wing stats saying for the individuals? And then we'll go through some team stats, Dan.
Well, I guess it's just the territory battle that Wang have had more of in that half. They've had 28 inside 50 entries to Wangaratta Rovers 18, so 10 more entries is going to hurt on the scoreboard as well. So I think that's the difference. I think the individual performances of Pat Nash has been fantastic. He's had 16 at half time, but his work on the outside has been fantastic. He's letting the Bulls get the ball in the midfield, but he just knows his role so well. He's almost... I feel like he's been probably one of the best on grounds, Pat Nash. Dane Porter has been reasonably quiet for his standards. Matty Grossman, we know he hasn't got a lot of the ball, but he's obviously doing that job on Murray as well. I think Hunter Gottschling's been fantastic. He's had 14 disposals and he's kicked 2, but his contest work is just fantastic. Cal Moore, quiet for his standards, only 6 disposals and 3 marks in that half as well. So you'd think he probably needs to lift.
So you're giving the points to Jason McQuaid to half time?
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, for mine. I know he had a bit of a shank earlier when he had that set shot from about 45, but apart from that, he hasn't really asserted himself. He had that beautiful ruck work, which obviously he doesn't get a stat. But yeah, McQuaid's done a good job, and he's no slouch, McQuaid. He's one of the better lockdown defenders in the competition for mine as well. Rovers, I think there's some players that probably need to lift a little bit in the second half to get them into it. Lockie O'Brien's only had the 8. He's basically had no influence on this contest yet. So I'd love to see him probably work his way into the game. Obviously, we mentioned Murray, who's been held by Grossman at the moment. Brody Folo's been their best player for mine. He's up to 15 disposals. He had 10 that quarter, and we just speak about it on air. He's the most beautiful kick of the football I've almost ever seen in the O&M, and he was really showcasing it that quarter. Xavier Allison has been quiet for his really high standards as well, and Sam Catapan as well. 7 disposals, and I believe he's averaging about 29 per game, so he's got a lift as well. But it's the inside 50 count for mine. Wangaratta are just getting more looks, and they're simply just getting it more. I think in the first quarter, the stoppage work from Wangaratta Magpies was really obvious. We're watching it from the box. I think Rovers evened that up a little bit. Leading the way was Follow in that in the second quarter, so I think they nullified that influence a little bit, but they still are just getting more looks, Wangaratta.
So we look forward to the second half. How do the Rovers get Sam Murray and Sam Catapan, Lockie O'Brien in the game more? And then we look from the Wangaratta side of it. How do you get Cal Moore? Does he have to go on the ruck or something like that? Because they're playing Tweedale and Knowles as the 2 ruckmen. So normally Moore plays that second ruck role, gets his hand in the footy. Do they get him up around the footy for a little bit? Well, obviously, with Juice Newton not being there, they're thinking, we need to keep our key forward there the whole time. But Lavity's look dangerous. Their smalls are looking dangerous. Maybe it's something they need to look at early. Just get his hands on the footy, get his confidence up, because we know once the big fella gets his confidence up.
Do it temporarily. Get him up in the ground for probably 10 minutes.
Yeah, not even that long.
I don't want them to lose their structure up forward. I think he's still got to be their main man, especially with Lavity doing that defensive role. I still want him to have that influence up forward. But if they can get him up, even on, you see him almost play on a wing, Cal Moore at times as well. So even if you give him a 5-minute look at it and just get 3 or 4 touches in a space of time, it's amazing what that can do for a player. To get Sam Murray into a game, I think that's easy because Sam Murray is such a fantastic player. He can play down back, forward, and midfield. So even if he goes down back and plays as a loose man, to see more of the footy in his hands, and then he can almost just start phasing himself up the ground a little bit more because he's such a good player. But I think Lockie O'Brien probably almost, I feel like he's almost got to get into the contest a little bit. He's playing that almost on a wing, and he's playing a lot outside. He's almost trying to replicate what Pat Nash is doing for Wang Magpies, but I feel like get him in the contest a little bit. He wins his own footy, and I think that's where Wang are dominating. So you're helping your team by getting the ball in Lockie O'Brien's hands, but I think you're actually helping the stoppage work if Lockie O'Brien gets involved a little bit more and starts winning those contested balls. And I think with Sam being held the way he is, maybe Sam just goes forward and plays that key forward role and get Lockie O'Brien in playing Sam's role through the middle of the ground. We know he's got explosive pace away from stoppage. We saw it when he broke away in that first quarter. He took 2 or 3 bounces, then delivered inside 50. Maybe they just need to get into his hands a bit more at the coalface and get him around the footy a little bit more. Yeah, for sure. I'd like to see O'Brien go into that sort of midfield. We saw him have 1 play in the first quarter when he had 3 bounces on the wing, but it's just been it just hasn't happened as often as we want. So if he can get involved in the contest, I think that's going to really help the stoppage work from Rovers. If you're just joining us, it is half time thanks to Macca's. We've got an 11-point lead to the Wangaratta Magpies on Derby Day here at the WJ Finlay Oval. Righto, Dan, what are we going to see in this second half? We've spoken about what we think should happen with the coaches. What are we actually going to see? What do you think they will throw at us that may change this game? Well, I think Wangaratta have got to get back to what they did in the first quarter, where they're just absolutely bullying Rovers in that stoppage work. It's going to be pretty simple from them. They've got the runs on the ball. They've got a little bit of breathing space, but just getting that stoppage work, getting it forward, getting Cal Moore involved up the ground a little bit, but then getting him back home and hoping that he can kick 3 or 4 to really ice the game. I think that's the big thing for Wang. Rovers need to get to work in the midfield. The only man doing it for them at the moment is Brody Filo, and he's using the ball really well on the outside. So I think it's as simple as your midfielders need to get to work. The rest of the stuff will take care of itself because they've got good forwards. They've got good small forwards, Rovers. They've got Stu Booth and Mark Lou, who's a good big forward. So if they get to work in the midfield, maybe it is Lockie O'Brien getting in the contest a little bit more. I'd like to see that, and that could really get them back into the contest. We've touched on all the main things we think may happen with your Murrays, your O'Briens, your Moore. What's the one obscure magnet move that you could see maybe one of the coaches pulling? I think the obvious, the only one I can think of is really the obvious one was Sam Murray trying to get him probably behind the footy and play a loose man role, but none really sort of come to mind. I mean, Hunter Gottschalk's been fantastic, so if you had two of him at the moment, you could just throw him absolutely anywhere, but the one that sticks out is probably just obviously Murray going back just to find more of the football and then maybe just assert himself higher up the ground in little intervals as he's getting more involved.
Would they try and maybe look at maybe a McCartney to Naish out on that wing as a bit of a cooler?
To nullify
it feels like, yeah,
influence
Naish is probably just, especially when he gets it, he's so damaging by foot. He's opened him up a few times going back through the middle and some nice kicks inside 50. Maybe they need to try and cool him down a little bit.
They do, and the one thing I really love about Pat Naish's game, it's almost as if Ben Reed has just simplified his role. They've almost just gone, you know what, play outside and just use your elite kicking skills that you've obviously showed us at the highest level and just get on the outside and get it into the 50, and that's all basically his role is, and he's doing it perfectly at the moment. And yeah, if they need to nullify his influence, that'll be the matchup, I think.
Well, I think Dan Sharrock spoke about it before the game, didn't he, that really the first 4 weeks they were all just trying to play in the midfield. Everyone didn't really know what their role was. Now they've sort of gone back to basics a little bit. He's a winger. He got drafted as a winger. Correct. He played all his AFL's career as a winger. Yeah. Get him on a wing. Don't try and make him something he's not.
Yeah, it's almost as if there is a few egos that obviously come in with these big midfielders. You've got the Preston Prince, who's fantastic. He's not playing today, but yeah, you're right. If you just simplify your role and become a bit more predictable to your teammates, that's what's happening there right now for Wang.
All right, well, it's going to be a cracking second half, which we'll get to right after this break. You're listening to O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
price until half-time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half-price selected beers until half-time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Welcome to WJ Finlay Oval. The Magpies look ready to rock and roll, but the Rovers are still in a bit of a huddle. Scores are 55-43, favouring the Magpies. Thanks for turning that back on, Blake. Make us sound like we're at the ground, and a good halftime show from the boys, I thought.
Yeah, and two beautiful steakettes demolished by my good self down there at the barbecue beneath us. There is a bar below as well, and the crowd are hooking into that. Yeah, a couple of beautiful steakettes.
Love a good steakette.
You know what I liked about the steakette?
They fit the bread better.
And Gus will admit as well, they had a coleslaw mix with cheese mixed in it. It was delicious.
Yep,
so you had
really
cheese, coleslaw, and onion on the steakette.
Bit more traditional with my coleslaw.
And
I pick something that's not roasted.
I'd like to point out, though, it was a hamburger.
I agree.
Was it square or circle?
It was circle.
That's a hamburger.
And they've called it a steakette.
Correct.
Yeah,
but
these run out.
it was delicious, so who cares?
Anyway, there's the canteen review
How
done
many
and
did you
dusted.
have?
Panda had 2. I had 1 because I'm cutting back. I'm an athlete.
I had 2.
You were down there for 1 minute. How'd you get 2 in?
Trust me,
Very
one thing Panda is very good at it.
He doesn't chew much, he just swallows.
Did a very good job to listen to the halftime show as well as getting the barbecue as well. So very good effort, boys.
Here we go. The big third term coming your way. The Rovers have to respond and do so quickly. 54 plays, 43. Wangaratta Derby. The third quarter's underway.
All thanks to Indigo Power here on O&M Live. Gotchling, he's been really good in the clinches. Hand pass was under pressure. Porter's there. And we're going to have a second restart in the centre square. So 11-point lead to the Wangaratta Magpies, who kicked 4 goals to 3 in that second term. Gaston jumped very early up against Knowles on hands and knees, finds a hand pass, and here come the Pies through Gotchling. His kick to half forward's a really good one. Off the chest of Charlie Hollandine, and here's a chance for Shaganolan, who pops a hand pass over the top to Dylan Stone, who's got a bit of turf in front of him. Hand passes it back to Murray, sweeps it onto Philo, loves a left foot kick inside attacking 50, kicks to a one-on-one. McCarthy outmanoeuvred by Cam Barrett, and he switches the footy for the Pies straight away, but it hangs a long time up in the air. Wilson gets in front of Pat Nation, forces a turnover. Wilson for the Rovers, shovels it back to Gerish. He goes back to Catapan, just outside attacking 50 for the Rovers. His kick's a poor one. Into attack. Tilly in the hole. Poor play to start the third term.
It's the final kick inside 50, what's let the Rovers down there, which allows the Magpies to attack. Grossman, great rundown tackle from Murray. Got the handball away in the nick of time, but McVeigh further down the field has been chased down in a Mawson's concrete play of the day. Sam Catapan, a great tackle. He goes short. Brody Philo, another 40 winks disposal. Right foot kick to half forwards, okay. McCarthy gathers, feeds it back to Philo. On the left to a one-on-one. Tilly and Marklew. Marklew! The Fard read it beautifully out the back of the one-on-one duel. And Alex Marklew will go back from 35 on a slight angle.
We spoke about it at the half-time, Dan and myself, that Brody Philo has been fantastic, but we need to see a bit more from him kicking it inside 50 into advantage, and when he saw it right then, had 2 possessions in that play leading up to this mark by Marklew, who should go back and put this one through.
So here comes the FUD to the Evans Street end. Right foot kick looks good. Marklew loves it off the boot. Alex Marklew kicks his second. And the margin's back to 5 points here on O&M Live.
What a start there by Wangaratta Rovers, and Brody Philo. He's back to 2018 Morris Medal form. He's just been in the opening couple of minutes. He's up to 18 for the game as well. So he's just really running the show here in the midfield for Rovers. Few more players got to get involved. Sam Catapan had a quiet first half, but he's already touched the ball twice. So positive signs for him. And Sam Murray, if he can shake that tag, look out.
Just the start the Rovers were after.
Turn that mic on.
Hello to you, Robbie McKinlay, if you're watching at home. Back in the middle of the ground, here's Charlie Naish. Standing start, kicks a good one out to his brother, Paddy Nation. He's off to the races. Takes a bounce, streams down the far wing. Kick inside forward 50 has to be a good one. Good mark floating across the front of the pack was Xavier Allison, the former Strathmore captain for the Rovers.
Oh.
Kick is usually pretty good. It bounces in front of Justin Lewis, who pops a little smart one over to the reaching hands of Shane Gaston. Just wasn't enough there for the big Frenchman. Porter's hand pass hit the deck. Here's a chance for Alice. Hand pass it to Charlie Naish on centre wing. Can take a bounce in front of our broadcast position. Just halts his movement. Left foot kick under pressure is not good. And Tom Boyd takes a mark at right half back for the Rovers. They trail by 5, 49-54 for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
3.5 minutes gone for Macca's third quarter action as Boyd spots Lewis in a paddock of space at true centre wing broadcast side. Lewis on the right boot.
Good kick.
Penetrating kicks, a nice looking one. Finds its way to Redley. Into the senior side, provides some tall support for the Rovers. He kicks inside 50. Mark Lewis looking to the sun. Murray flew across the pack, gathered the football, wants to find the left. Sam Murray kicks. The ball at the top of the goal line. Where's your sense of fear, Alex Marklew?
That was going to go through.
It was going to go through for one of the great goals.
He wants a cheapie.
But the FUD finishes off the hard work of Sam Murray. 3 goals to the FUD, back-to-back goals, and that puts the Rovers back in front by a point thanks to Paulie's Corner Cafe.
No, I'll definitely back Alex Marklew in there. He had to just make sure that he took it. The ball could bounce in any way, which direction in this game. So fantastic work there by Sam Murray. And you just get the feeling he's starting to just get involved in this contest a little bit more, Sam Murray. And they look really pumped up at the moment, Rovers. On the back of Brody Follow's fantastic performance, if Sam Murray can get going, Wangaratta Magpies might be in a bit of trouble.
Just what Sam Murray would have asked at halftime, Monty.
Yeah, just their pressure so far around the footy's been great. A couple of run-down tackles, just some guys getting closed really tight, making them turn over the footy. So their pressure has really lifted at the start of this quarter, and they've been rewarded with 2 goals.
So we have a nail-biter here in the Wangaratta Derby, second edition. Whether you're watching on O&M Snap Print Solutions TV or you're listening on 2AY or 3&E, hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon local footy as Gotchling goes back inside attacking 50 for the Pies. Cal Moore just paddles it in front of him. Hand pass was too hot for Richards, who dropped it. Literally, Nolan tackled him. Allison's over the footy, and we're going to have a stoppage inside attacking 50 for the Wangaratta Magpies. Cal Moore's been pretty held well all day by Jace McQuaid, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, Jace has done a great job. As we always talk about him every week, that he's probably in the top 2 or 3 defenders in the competition, and he's shown again today he can take on the best in the best.
So 6 minutes gone. The ball's inside attacking 50 for the Magpies. McVeigh's lurking. Going to clear defensive lines are the Rovers. Up towards our broadcast position. Good contest from Booth and Knowles, and a big pack forward.
No, what can he do?
Free kick here. It's going to go the way of Booth, Monty, against Richards.
Nah, it's the other way.
Other way, Richards against Booth. Here's a go for Ellis, 55 from home. Ellis kicks to the top of the goal square for Wangaratta. Labadie. Boyd flew high, brought it to ground level. On the top of the goal square, the ball lurks. High free kick. Rovers get advantage. Balls with Catapan out to the showground side.
Catapan kicks short, still inside D50 for the Rovers to Garish. The Rovers, with the first 2 of the third term, they lead by a solitary point. 55 to 54 for Inspirations Paint. As Catapan goes out wide, kick hangs a long time in the air. O'Brien marks. He likes an option straight away. Garish has kept on running. He moves into his attacking half. Has to hand pass it quick. Out to McCarthy. Standing start. Here's McCartney. Headers out 45-degree angle.
Just let's go back and have a shot here. There's a lot of movement going on inside 50, but just go have the shot here. But what a kick-off one step from Alex McCarthy. He's really stood up today. I reckon I've loved the way he's played. He's got up and presented, and he's been a real target inside 50 as well.
Darren Creswell pumped up that kid as an 18-year-old and said he's going to be a 200-gamer. He looks every bit of it, does Alex McCarthy. Always makes good decisions. So for the first 3 of the third term for Albury-Wodonga MG, McCartney's been playing as a backman all year. Plays on, arcs around, gives himself a little bit of extra distance and finishes a steer line goal today. Lockie McCartney with a great finish, and the Rovers have come to play in the second half They lead by 7 points. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Well, it's amazing what happens when your better players get involved a little bit more. Sam Catapan, he only had 7 disposals at halftime. He's already got 4 disposals this quarter, and he had a massive play in that goal as well. So he's up to 11 on the 40 wing stat sheet. He's getting involved. Murray's getting involved. Philo are getting involved, and now Rovers are starting to really put some heat on Magpies, and they hit the front.
They kicked 4 goals in a row at the Wangaratta Rovers. They trailed by 11 points just 8 minutes ago at half-time, and now they find themselves 7 points in front. A fantastic start to the second half in the premiership quarter. Thanks to Wodonga MG, they win the clearance once again to the Rovers up towards half-forward. Too much on it for Wilson. Now it's Aidan Tilley for the Wangaratta Magpies. A raking handball over the top to Pat Nash. Well-weighted kick. Ball lands in the hands of Smart for the Wangaratta Magpies. So they put a bit of a damper on the fast-running play from the Rovers. They're going to hug the boundary line and play the percentages are the Magpies. Good-looking kick in the Lavity direction. In fact, it was Big Tweedale who's happy to take the one across the chalk for a boundary throw in right in front of the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard, which reads the Rovers 9-7-61 and the Magpies 8-6-54.
Dan and myself spoke about what was going to be the odd change that someone might make, and Lockie McCartan is playing out of full forward at the moment, so that's the odd change that the Rovers have made at half-time.
Don't mind it. Gotchling. Hand pass was ineffective. Smith dives over the footy. Kelmore follows up, grabs it to half-forward. McVeigh's first there. Left the football behind. Ledger just paddled it to the way of Marklew. Went down pretty easy, did the FUD there. Good one-on-one contest there between Wilson and O'Keefe. 2 hard nuts going at it. Tweedale, hand passes at 10 metres forward for the Magpies. McCarthy's first there for the Rovers. And it looks like it's in the hands now of Catapan. Good tackle applied on him, and he's been pinged holding the ball. Good tackle by McVeigh. And he's going to send the Magpies back into attack. He wheels around now, kicks it inside attacking 50. Lavity down low. Takes a beautiful mark, plays on straight away to Xavier and snaps a steal line goal today. He's got his third. The Magpies respond. Margin back to 1 point. Scott Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, quick footy from Lee McVeigh inside 50, and Xavier Lavity's just popped up at the right times today and been a very, very dangerous second foil to Kelmore, and he's looked like he's going to be maybe the potential match winner with his third goal right there.
If you're not watching this game at home, get your tally on and watch it. It is a fantastic contest. Hunter Gotchling, just quietly, has been fantastic. He's had 19 disposals and he's kicked the 2 goals as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. So a really mouth-watering contest. Pat Nash has been good. He's had 4 early disposals this quarter. He's had 20 for the game and 5 inside 50s for Wangaratta Magpies.
I don't want to hang you out to dry, Dan, but they're not going to hear that comment if they're not
That's
watching.
what I was thinking myself.
That's a very good point.
Or listening on radio.
Here's Murray from the centre clearance. Kicks out to the club room side. Philo was held. Umpire let it go. Now Brody tracks it and happy to take the ball across the chalk for a boundary throw-in. Scott Montgomery, boundary side, Elite Building Construction.
Yeah, that ball was that close to me. I just got another touch, boys. So there's 2s, Dan. Just put them down on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Boundary throw-in, true centre wing, club room side. Good body work from Gaston. Nash got taken high by Booth. Umpire let it go. Booth now regathers the football. Handballs over the top. Gotchling applies a big tackle on Catapan, who got it out to Lewis. In fact, it was Osborne. Now inside 50 goes Stone. Non-preferred kick. Grub it inside forward 50. Osborne's got some work to do. Feeds a handball to Lewis, but it wasn't quite accurate enough. Lavity's there. So too is Aidan Tilley. And the umpire calls the ball will ball it up 25 metres from goal. So they survive a scare there, Panda. The Wangaratta Magpies back 6 standing up. Will ball it out 35 metres from goal.
Blake Panda Escott with you and Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group. Sunday Arvo, O&M round 10, split round action. As Stone was in a rush to get rid of it. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Coming out hard there was Tilley. Marklew's going to kick 4. He snaps towards goal.
Lockie McCartney hasn't moved either.
Umpire says it's a behind. Just drew in the sense of theatre there, did the goal umpire. Marklew's kicked 3 goals, 1. And the margin is out to 2 points. Rovers 62, the Magpies 60 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Scotty Montgomery, Lockie McCartney in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, it looks like he copped something to the high in the head, but the trainers are out with him now, so we'll wait and see what they say.
And we know he's had a bad run with concussion, so watch this space. The Magpies go inboard. Gotchling got some work to do. Gone. Great run-down tackle from Justin Lewis. Emerged as a senior player this year since switching from Coro where the kick was poor. Nace is there for the Magpies. He mops up by hand. Liam McVeigh raking kick over the top. Into the hands of Ross. Dropped it at the crucial moment. Regathers to O'Keefe. The overlap handball is on. Laverty goes back to Ross. This is well worked by the Magpies. Nace has to be clean. Murray. Big raking tackle. Just wrapped him up and the umpire.
Wow.
We don't like to criticise the umpires, but make of that what you will. Pat Nash had zero prior opportunity. He did not take him on. But Sam Murray will win himself a free kick at half-back for the Rovers.
Just a couple of poor hand passes there from young Charlie Ross as well. Put his teammates under pressure as Allison marks and he hand passes to Brody Philo, who runs to 55. Brody Philo gets a bounce and it's, dearie me. He got the right Nathan Lyon bounce. It hung a long time in the air and Tilly punts it through for a minor score. Philo in full flight, loading up from 55. And the Rovers extend the margin out to 3 points. 63 plays 60 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Rovers doing all the attacking in the second half here on O&M Live. Ellis has it at right half back. 40-wing stats, Dan Vaccaro, what have you got for us?
Yeah, well, the inside 50 count. Rovers have had all the play, 8 inside 50s for them already this quarter. Wangaratta Magpies have only had 4, and that man, Brody Fowler, he's up to 19 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Been Rovers' best.
From true centre wing, Callum Moore kicks the Magpies into attack. It exits D50. A high free kick there is ignored by umpire Mason Ring. I thought they got away with them there, the Rovers, Mont.
Yeah, I reckon the arm flung out, so it might have looked like he pulled the tackle high, but yeah, I thought he probably got that high first.
Between the centre square and the attacking 50 for the Wangaratta Magpies. Working hard there is Tweedale, feeds a handball backwards. The Rovers have numbers and they're going to try and regather the football. But it's a free kick against Xavier Allison for incorrect disposal. The Magpies kick inside 50. Hollandine trying to find McVeigh. Big crucial fist coming through there from Ledger as the ball spills towards the boundary and out of bounds for a restart. So the Rovers have wrestled back a fair bit of momentum here. They look to be the slightly more advantageous team when looking to go into order attack. They lead 9-9-63 to the Magpies 9-6-60. Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard.
Third term for Orberdonga MG. Moore with another beautiful ruck tap onto Fraser Hollandine, who kicks a long high one up towards the goal square. Laverty wrestling there with McQuaid. In fact, it was Boyd. And it's rushed through for a minor score for the Wangaratta Magpies. 61 plays 63. An evenly poised second edition of the Wang Derby for Paulie's Corner Cafe as we tick up towards the halfway mark of the third term. Thanks to Maccas. Allison runs out of defence. Just 9-eyes it towards Redley, who marks in front of Knowlesy and gets the cheers from the home crowd, Monty.
Yeah, it's a good little grab. Good engagement on Knowles there because he likes to get off and try and get over the top. So really good engagement by Redley.
Catapan, his numbers for 40 wings.
Well, he had a quiet first half with only 7, but he's had 7 this quarter as well, so 14 for the game, Gus.
Switches to fullback, trying to open up the showground side. Boyd, been one of the Rovers' best today. He's got O'Brien in a paddock of space. He takes a bounce. Emerges from half back to the central wing position. Takes a third bounce, now on the left. Kicks up the line, not the best kick. Working hard is Wilson. On the left boot, kicks across his body up towards half forward. Tracking this one is Gerish, the man with the most leg speed on the ground. Clever work from Gerish, kept it alive.
Nope.
Umpire said no, you didn't. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 40 metres out from Rovers' goal. 16.5 minutes gone for Maccas here. And the Wangaratta Rovers lead Derby number 2 by 2 points for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
They've kicked 3 goals to 1 in this third term after the Magpies led by 11 at the main break. Richards, happy to see this over the boundary line. Dan Vaccaro, some of the stat leaders in this third term for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
Yeah, well, for the Magpies side of things, it's Pat Nash. He's had 20 disposals for the game. He's had 5 this quarter. And Hunter Gotchling, who's been Wang's best for mine, he's up to 19 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
We'll go around the ground shortly, Panda. Bit of news to celebrate, I dare say. Ball's on the outer side. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Panda, give me some Wangaratta Mazda around the grounds.
110 Essendon over the West Coast Eagles 86. So we will move to third on the ladder, I think, Gus McLeod.
Beating no one.
I'll tell you what, don't know if Scott Montgomery would know what third looks like as a North Melbourne supporter.
We've won a final in the last 20 years. Have you blokes?
Touche.
Back live here at the Wangaratta WJ Finlay Oval. Fudd had a big clunk of that one off the O'Brien boot. And umpire Mason Ring says we'll ball the footy up 20 metres out from Rovers' goal. The Wangaratta Magpies backsick have to stand up here and not allow this momentum to continue for the Rovers.
I feel like something special is about to happen here in the Wang Derby. Only a 2-point margin favouring the Rovers, who've done all the attacking in this third term. Knowlesy, beautifully out of defence, finds Will O'Keefe, who's got one major for the afternoon. He goes wide to Cam Barrett, tied up against the boundary. And he retreats, goes back inside his own defensive 50, and they try and open up the broadcast side. Jesse Smith has a player in front of him. It's Harry Smart, broadcast wing. Looks inboard, kicks a good one. Porter tries to claim the mark. Jesse Smith follows up his good work, takes the bounce, runs to half forward, kicks it to true centre half forward. Fraser Hollandine got 2 mitts to it. Then left foot kicks a bit of a wobbler inside attacking 50. And good work there by Dylan Wilson for the Wang Rovers. Takes an intercept mark and he comes out wide towards Catapan.
Oh, and he got met late by McVeigh. Umpire, did he say 50? No. So the ball's right in front of our broadcast position. Catapan, little chip kick. Murray has to sit underneath it. And the hand comes out from Catapan saying, sorry, Muzz, I almost sent you to hospital. Murray kicks long down the line up the centre half forward. Barrett for the Magpies intercepts. Now Ross lost his footing, slipped over. In trouble, holding the ball. No. Umpire says no, we'll ball the footy up. Dan Vaccaro, some 40 winks.
Yeah, well, it's that man, Sam Catapan. He's been fantastic this quarter after a quiet first half. 8 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
In the ruck, Knowles had front position, but it missed him. Gotchling comes through on the left boot. Kicks the ball up the line. Williamson being quiet today for the Rovers. Good pick up here from Hollandine. This is Charlie. Kicks inside 50. Boyd's tracking it back. Gets a poor bounce. Moore's front and centre. So's Laverty. Here's the left footer. Bending back Laverty. Gets a poor bounce. Stays in the field of play. On the last line of defence, and O'Keefe had a golden chance. The ball bounced, Monty, straight up in the air.
One each way now because he's had one and obviously Brody follows earlier on in the quarter. So, yeah, goes both ways. But Lockie O'Brien's has come off a cramp too, boys, so you can tell he's been working pretty hard out there.
Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard, 62 the Magpies, 63 the Rovers. 1 point. It was always going to be close. And Dylan Stone on the far side of the ground retreats to Kieran Parnell. And you can look and see they just want to open up the broadcast side of the ground. Goes back to Boyd. He plays on now. They're out D50. Charlie Ledger plays on. Has no options though. Has to hand pass it to Catapan. Still in their own defensive half. Stone's under a bit of pressure. This is good press here by the Magpies. Catapan hand pass found Philo. He'll do something well with it. He does. On to Stone. Philo keeps running. Hand pass was intercepted by Harry Smart for the Magpies. Justin Lewis just taps it forward. Here's a chance for his former Cora teammate and Osborne. Swoops onto it. Osborne kicks it inside attacking 50. Mark Lew hand passes to Murray. Juggles it in front of him. Gets around Jamie Anderson. Banana dribbler from the pocket. Doesn't make it.
Had Mark Lew inside too, boys.
On the last line of defence is a hard-running Paddy Nation. He can exit for the Magpies.
Oh, kick was smothered off the boot. Trouble now for the Magpies. Nace has to be clean. His handball missed Barrett. Here's a go for McCarthy. Standing start. Open goal square. McCarthy kicks a goal. Great poise from Alex McCarthy. Kicks his second. And a much-needed goal from the Wangaratta Rovers. It's a Peters Aubrey play that through the big sticks from Alex McCarthy.
Yeah, just a lot of mucking around with the footy in the back half by the Wangaratta Magpies there. A couple of missed handballs really put him under the pump. And Alex McCarthy, we spoke about it early. Robbie has called it for a long time, and Kreza as well. 200-game player he's going to be, and he's just got some composure for a guy so young.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Alex McCarthy and Rovers are much deserved goal for their hard work this quarter. 11 inside 50s for them. But it's that man, Sam Catapan. He's come alive this quarter. 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, with Brody Fowler having 5 and Sam Murray getting a little bit more involved as well. He's had 5 and 15 for the game, and Xavier Allison 5 disposals as well.
So McCarthy with his second extends the margin out to 7 points, 69 to 62 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. 22 played for Maccas in this third term. O'Keefe's over this football for the Pies. Did he get one high? Umpire says, give it to me. We'll have a ball up.
The Magpies have sent Callum Moore to centre half forward too, boys, just to try and inject him in this game. He's been pretty quiet, Panda, I reckon.
Sorry, it's a free kick to Will O'Keefe for a high. And he kicks a beautiful one into the leading lane. McVeigh just overran the football, didn't mark it. Didn't read it very well. Hollandine hand passes it out to O'Keefe, who plays on with advantage and then says no, and then says yes, and then kicks a goal. Strange. So the Magpies won a free kick. O'Keefe took the advantage. O'Keefe nailed his second. And back to a 1-point ball game, Scotty Montgomery.
Yeah, they worked hard for that one, the Magpies, didn't they? Got it in there, a couple of free kicks as well, which gave them the opportunity. And then O'Keefe just was the lucky one, got out the back, got the advantage and put it through. He's a goal sneak, and that's what you want from your small forwards.
Yeah, a good finish there. Callum Moore's an interesting one. We saw him. He's going to get moved up to centre half forward. Me and Monty called that at half time. Even if you get him involved in the wing, get him a little bit more involved in the contest, he can go a long way from winning Magpies this game.
And Jace McQuain is the man to follow him to centre half forward. Wearing him like a glove. Tweedout flew really high in the ruck, got the tap on the way back down as Gotchling lurks around the football with Canapan for the Rovers hot on his heels. Pinballs around and the umpire blows his whistle and now calls for a restart.
Moore's coming up to the ball here, boys, so just watch him.
Just trying to inject himself into the game is Callum Moore. Been well held. Good ruck battle. The Rovers win it. Murray at the centre circle. Kicks to centre half forward. No one in particular there. Barrett ran back with a flight intercept nicely for the Magpies. He's across left half back. Waits for the right option. Well weighted kick. Gonna have to be good here. Tweedale got there. And Allison just holding him up here. Clever, but didn't give away a free kick. Big Tweedale. Just forward a true centre wing. Grandstand side of the WJ Finlay. Left foot. Raking kick up towards half forward. Where are the smalls for the Magpies? Here's Richards, dispossessed of the footy. Umpire let it go. Working his way here is Ross, top of the goal square. Callum Moore on the half volley. Coming through. Really good work from Jace McQuaid on the last line of defence for the Rovers. Hollandine lurks. Tries to drop the knee to get taken high. Umpire said no. And it's going to be a stoppage in a dangerous spot here for the Rovers. 15 metres out from Magpie goal.
All Charlie Ross needed to do was just pop his head up. He had Grossman all on his own, screaming for it 40 metres out directly in front. Just a bit of inexperience there. Philo, he's tackled by Cal Moore, and in the end a boundary throw in 30 metres around from the Wang Magpies goal. They trail by 1 point, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, 40 wing stats. Sam Catapan, 10 disposals this quarter. He's been fantastic, 17 for the game.
Cal Moore up against Gaston in the ruck. Richards trying to break through Allison. Somehow got a hand pass out to Smith, who snaps.
Paid a throw.
And it's a throw. As I said, somehow got a hand pass out, but it was illegally, and it's the throw. Free kick to the Wang Rovers. They lead by a point, 69-68 for Paulie's Corner Cafe. Late stages, third term, Gus McLeod.
This bloke's been good. Scott Montgomery played a really vital role, Xavier Allison.
Yeah, he's been good all year, hasn't he, Xavier? He's just been that real mature head back there, really good ball user as well, and just he's the guy that sets them in those modes when they decide to go slow like they are right now.
And this guy's been a welcome inclusion as well. Kieran Parnell kicks out wide. They're just trying to zap a bit of clock action here. The Rovers, 25 gone thanks to Maccas. They switch back and retreat to Xavier Allison. Call it true full back. So the Magpies are pressing the Rovers really high here. It's going to force Allison to kick long. Instead he goes for the shorter option. Shag and Owen in the back pocket for the Wangaratta Rovers. Clock hits 26 minutes for the Maccas. And the siren sounds here for three-quarter time. And all that can separate the two clubs from Wangaratta is a sole point at the final break. 10-9-69 the Rovers to the Magpies, 10-8-68. The stage is set for a barn-burning final term. Wangaratta derby action here on O&M Live. A big final quarter coming your way next. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community. .0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
The Rovers lead by 1 point at three-quarter time of the Wangaratta Derby here on O&M Live as we go to Dan Vaccaro for the Cavaliers home. Quarter's best.
Yeah, well, the quarter's best for mine for Wangaratta Rovers. Sam Catapan was fantastic that quarter. He had 10 disposals and he was brilliant, so he's had 17 for the game. So a reasonably quiet first half for his standards, but he just came to the fore there. He was fantastic. And for Wangaratta Magpies, Pat Nationmine, 8 disposals. Again, just continuing his great run he's had on the outside. He's had 24 for the game as well on the 40-wing stat sheet, gentlemen.
Let's go down to Scotty Montgomery, who was at the huddles. The Rovers were kept in pretty late then. Monty, what did Sam Murray and also Ben Reid have to
100.
Okay. Deal or no deal it is, Dan.
Right, so for those playing along at home, it's between 2,100 and 17.
Yep.
Somewhere in there.
My answer was the right one.
Who needs a lift in the last term, Dan? Who needs to find the footy for the Rovers or the Magpies to win?
Lockie O'Brien for mine. Like, he's only had 11 for the game. We talked about it at half-time. He's playing very much on the outside almost role, but I want him to come into the contest. And for Wangaratta Magpies, Cal Moore needs to do more. 7 disposals to three-quarter time. I don't know if you get him up on the wing for 10 minutes, just get him involved and then work his way back into the square to fix up their forward entries.
Lockie O'Brien's going to start in the middle too, Dan, so just what you asked for.
And one thing we do know is when the Rovers are kicking to the left of your screen or to the bar reserve end, they normally come home with a wet sail in Elmer Fudd's pocket.
Looks
1 point is all that separates these teams. Stand up.
Looks like Charlie Nash has moved on to a wing with Dill Stone. And here's Gus McLeod for Cavalier Homes.
Big final term coming your way in the derby. Here's Catapan for the Rovers. Fed a handball backwards, trying to find O'Brien. Pinballs around. Gaston got held without the footy. Umpire let it slide. Allison works his way up and will call for another stoppage.
That bar's getting a serious workout below us.
A lot of cans. Shane Gaston been really good today. I've loved the ruck battle with him and Big Knowlesy. Knowles, little paddle underground there. Good tackle applied by Dane Porter. And we'll ball the footy up once again. 30 seconds gone for Maccas. We're still in the centre panel. Let's see if you can get a clearance.
Alrighty, for Wang Motor Group. Someone went to ground there. It was Lockie McCartney. In fact, it was Catapan. Philo. Torpedo punts it to half forward. Playing in front there was McCarthy. He's been dangerous all day. Ellis was collected off the line by Mark Lou. Anderson calmly hand passes it to Tilly and he chips it out nice and wide to Charlie Nash, who held his width beautifully on the grandstand side. Running past him. The hand pass was just behind him a little bit. He now shovels it forward to Charlie Hollandine, who's kicked a couple of goals in the Wang Derby. He goes down the line, Laverty dropped what he should have marked and then cops a bit of heat over the line from Allison right in front of Scotty Montgomery for Elite Building Construction.
Yeah, Allison just let him know that he might not have been as tough as he probably should have been in that marking contest.
I think that's been a common theme on the lip today from both
Very
parties.
common.
Taking it out of the ruck was Gaston. Gets a 1-2, winding back the clock. Shane Gaston kicks long down the line. Barrett, good big fist involved in that contest. Grossman has to be clean. He was. Back to Ellis now. Jimmy Anderson goes with a low raking ball. They work their way nicely for Smart to mark for the Wangaratta Magpies. Wants to come out to the front of our broadcast position as Aidan Tilley works his way up the ground. 45-degree kick inboard, finds the captain Dane Porter. Ellis on the overlapping run, has to retreat, finds Richards. Richards goes to centre half back. Harry Smart, no one really to kick to here for Smart. He kicks on the left, out wide, trying to find McVeigh. O'Brien's there, mops up, and it's a turnover for the Rovers.
O'Brien kicks to half forward. He's got Dylan Wilson in a fair bit of space, and he's got 2 or 3 Rovers all on their own. One of them is Al Marklew inside attacking 50. He marks 30 metres out directly in front.
That kick from Lockie O'Brien at half forward is one of the more difficult kicks on his left foot. Kicked it on the outside of the boot as he was arcing on the wrong way. Absolutely first class right there. And then inside 50, Alex Marklew just got him on the turnover, worked a lot harder back, did the Rovers, and had 3 or 4 standing around. So Marklew should go back and kick his 4th.
That's what happens when you turn the footy over in the middle of the ground and you're caught outnumbered in defence. Al Marklew's kick 3. He still kicked 3.
I got him.
It was a strange old approach from Alex Marklew. Minor score, 3 goals, 3. He's kicked now.
3.
The FUD from directly in front. So it's 70, the Wang Rovers, 10-10-70 over the Magpies, 10-8-68 for Work Locker Wangaratta.
I know they didn't convert, but that play there, Monty said it, Lockie O'Brien, that was worth about 4 or 5 disposals in itself. So hoping he has a big last quarter can go a long way for Rovers winning.
Bit of Robbie McKinlay from you there, Scott
Yeah,
Montgomery.
big time. I'll take that one back. Sorry, Fudd.
The Moz, as Barrett kicks out from fullback, gains about 70 metres. McCarthy flew high, brought it front and centre. Pat Nace now for the Magpies onto Tilly. Murray wraps him up in a tackle and it's holding the ball.
Where's the Briar?
Even Murray smiling on
the umpires have had a few tiggy touchwoods for mine and need to rein it back. Murray inside 50. Marklew had 3 to beat. He got Nace high. He got Nace high on the way through and the umpire said it's a free kick to Pat Nace in the back pocket. We'll get his numbers thanks to 40 Winks.
Yeah, he's just about to have his 26th disposal on the 40 Winks stat sheet, Gus.
Going to see a lot of argy-bargy in a tense 4th term for Cavalier Homes on O&M Live. So much to play for. Look at that kick from Pat Nash. Opens up the whole WGFJ Finlay. because Grossman has it. He kicks to an open forward 50. Callum Moore's leading in front of McQuaid. McQuaid there with a great fist. McVeigh trying to break through the tackle. Dribbles it to half forward. Coming out and meeting it was Fraser Hollandine. Hand pass it over to McVeigh, and here come the Rovers through Jack Gerish. He hand passes it out wide here to O'Brien, who looks inboard. His kick just missed his teammate, but it sits all right for Philo. Philo finds McCarthy, not able to in the end. McCarthy snaps and goals it! What a finish from Alex McCarthy. Some finish, he's kicked 3. Summed it up beautifully with a banana, open goal square, got the right bounce. What a play from the Rovers, Mont.
How dangerous have they looked when they've transitioned the footy quickly through the middle of the ground like they did just then. Massive win by Jace McQuaid at centre half back to bring that ball to ground against Big Cal Moore, and then they just transitioned so well. And Alex McCarthy, what a finish, what a player.
Yeah, and how dangerous do they look when Brody Fowler has the football in his hands as well. I know he didn't mark it, Alex McCarthy, but it was a perfectly weighted kick, and he just finished off some great work there by Rovers.
8-point lead for the Wangaratta Rovers at the 5-minute mark of the fourth term for Cavalier Holmes. Gaston, free kick, ruck infringement, going the way of the Magpies, Monty.
Yeah, they always seem to find one when they need one, don't they, the umpires?
Here goes Nash, got it on the give and go, kicks up to half forward, finds the captain Porter. Run down, holding the ball, Lockie O'Brien. A play of the day, thanks to Mawson's Concrete from Lockie O'Brien. Dan Vaccaro called for him to lift, and lift he has done in the early stages of the fourth and final quarter as he kicks out wide and he finds Gerish between half-back and centre wing.
Gerish, he's also been prolific today. So the Rovers by 8, 76 to 68. Over to you, Wang Magpies. Grossman and Murray in a good one-on-one contest. Murray wins this one. Low Chisler inside attacking 50. Runs out of turf, and it's going to be tossed back in, 45 around from the Wangaratta Rovers goal. They've kicked 5 of the last 7 goals, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, they have, and Lockie O'Brien, we put the heat on him. He's had 4 disposals already and a great run-down tackle. He's up to 15 for the game, and he's only had 11 at three-quarter time.
76 plays 68. The Rovers lead arch enemies, the Magpies. Back into play. Grossman tracking it for Wangaratta, left it behind, now regathered. Free kick or a stoppage? Free kick.
For a high, I think.
It's going to go the way of Grossman against Sam Catapan. So just under 7 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Alex McCarthy brought the house down with a fantastic goal just 2 minutes ago to give the Rovers an 8-point lead. On the last line of defence is Barrett. He kicks inboard and he finds the captain, Dane Porter, gives a 1-2 back to Barrett, and Barrett brings it out to our broadcast position. Good hands from Aidan Tilley out in front. This is a part of his game that I like. I don't like his kicking, though. That's a poor kick inboard. Porter's got some work to do. Clever hands. The Magpies are working this well. Ellis, incorrect disposal. Umpire said yes. Run-down tackle from Alex McCarthy, and the Magpies are pleading their case. They thought that was fair.
So McCarthy has really stepped it up in the big last term. He's a big game player. Murray from behind, not able to mark. Grossman with the safe hands in front. The old-timer who's worn Murray like a glove all day, who's played okay himself. Grossman has done a very good job in his first game back since round 2. Hand pass it to absolutely no one. Him and Pat Naish on the wrong page there. Naish shakes his head. Boundary throw in. 65 around from the Wangaratta Rovers goal. 76 plays 68 in the final term, all thanks to Cavalier Holmes.
The Rovers are dominant, but they've got to make some more damage on the scoreboard for mine. The Magpies can hurt you if you don't. Toe poked forward by Catapan. Fraser Ellis tracks it back. Pirouette's got taken high. Umpire said no. Now Mark Lou dives on top of him holding the ball. They're getting the rub of the green here, Monty.
Yeah, they are. They're starting to get a few calls go their way, aren't they? They need to take full advantage of it. And I reckon Elmer Fudd's going to go back and have a shot from here. Probably needs to put this one through because, as you said, they need to hit the scoreboard and really try and put the score pressure on the Wang Magpies.
I wonder if he's going to try and sell a bit of candy on the mark like he did in the second term.
He's not that silly again, is he?
Well, what he is doing is he's sucking in the deep ones here, Elmer Fudd. He'll have to kick 52 metres on a very, very tight angle. Bar reserve end, Marklew. It's across the face, top of the goal square. Moore's on the last line of defence, so's Jesse Smith. Coming through is Gotchling, clean hands to Jesse Smith, who exits defensive 50. But it could come back pretty quick. The Rovers have numbers. Working hard is Williamson over the top to Philo. Back inboard, Lockie O'Brien got it on the half volley. Went a fend off, fed it back to Osborne. Now Williamson panicked as he went to kick. Redley just hacks it inside 50, but Callum Moore is sitting behind the play inside D50. Marks for the Magpies and kicks out to the pocket.
Rovers by 8, 76-68. 9 minutes played in the last term for Maccas. And Barrett chips it over the top to the hard-running Aiden Tilley. He's got it on the point of the defensive square, far side of the ground. Goes out wide, likes to kick down the wing. Hollandine. In fact, it was looking for Charlie Naish. And in the end, it goes out of bounds right in front of the old famous scoreboard here, 76-68. Boundary side, Scotty Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, a few of the players out there are starting to run in quicksand, boys. It's getting very, very hard for them with the intensity it's been out there all day.
So boundary throw-in, true centre wing, showground side. 76 plays 68, the Rovers lead. Working hard there is Smith, dispossessed of the footy. The Rovers are heading towards the boundary line for another stoppage, and we'll get one. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, well, Matt Grossman, he's the man that's put himself in the back line. He's been fantastic this quarter. He's had 6 disposals. He's had 12 for the game after doing a decent job on Sam Murray as well. So putting together a really good performance, Matt Grossman. 10
minutes gone in the fourth term for Cavalier Homes, and we only had one goal to the Rovers via Alex McCarthy. Charlie Naish got a clever handball out wide, but the Rovers have numbers. Brody Philo's lifting, kicks to half forward. Good kick to Stewie Booth. Wants to wheel and go. Gets the ball to O'Brien on the left boot, trying to find Mark Lou. Could be a free kick. Oh. Umpire let it go. Very lucky not to get a free kick there against Jamie Anderson as the ball spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in deep in the pocket.
Elmer. Very sore, hasn't got up yet.
Got one right in the ribs, Petrarca style.
Just feel like Wangaratta Rovers are not making the most of these entries. 7 entries to 1, and they haven't put a lot of scoreboard pressure on.
So no one contested the ruck throw in, and Brody Philo says thank you very much. He shovels it back to Gerish, who loads up from 50, and it's out of bounds on the full from the boot of Jack Gerish. Strange boundary throw in. Both ruckmen looked at each other, said, I can't be bothered. And it's out of bounds on the full. The Magpies bring it in through Ellis. I reckon it's been their best today. I reckon he's covered some serious Ks. Jesse Smith goes short, and here's Aiden Tilley. Still in his own defensive 50. Like something towards the broadcast side. Here's Ellis. Jogs out of defence. Low kick's a good one. McVeigh not able to mark. Good fist there from Ledger. McVeigh swoops on it back to Ross. On to Naish, and he hand passes over the top to O'Keefe.
O'Keefe gives it back to Naish. He's a good ball user, is Paddy. Well weighted 9-9 inside forward 50. Clever fist from Parnell. Hollandine links up with Charlie, the two brothers. Inboard to Laverty. Had to be clean, but he fumbled. Hollandine's there. The Rovers support arrive in numbers. Umpire should blow his whistle. Lets it go. Charlie Hollandine shovels one back. Parnell throws it on the boot and spills out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Monty, the Magpies had to work so incredibly hard to get that inside 50 and then keep it in there once it got there.
Yeah, absolutely they did. It looks like things are just working a bit easier for the Rovers at the moment with their ball movement, but you know what, Wangaratta, they're able to score when they're from behind.
Moore grabs it out of the ruck. Quick snap goal from Callum Moore. One of the goals of the year from Callum. He's a star. Wow, he continues to amaze. That's his first goal today. It's come in the last quarter, and the margin is back to 2 points. Scotty Montgomery.
Yeah, how good is that? We speak about Calmel all the time, his ruck work, and that's the things he does. He takes it out of the ruck, throws onto the boot. He always stands up in the big moments for the big Magpies, so we expect a bit more from him to finish this quarter.
How deflating is that for Rovers? That was only their second entry inside their 50 Wang Magpies to Rovers, 8 inside 50s, and they've got a goal, and they've got the margin back to 2 points, so that is a huge finish. Pat Naish was fantastic. He's had 29 disposals today, and he's been one of Wangaratta Magpies' best on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Never rule a champion out. Callum Moore, much needed goal for the Magpies. Here's Gotchling at the back of the stoppage. Handballs over the top. Moore was the target, left it behind. Now the coach, Sam Murray, emerges for the Rovers. Kicks long, top of the goal square. Jamie Anderson sagged off Mark Lou and read it off the boot to take an intercept mark, and he brings it out to Pat Naish, who's having a big final quarter.
Yeah, he has. He's just coming up to his 30th disposal, 6 on the 40.
Nick Redley's in a bad way, boys.
Yeah, almost had to stop the game. Anyway, the Magpies are away through
Shoulders
Grossman
out.
through the middle of the ground. Grossman kicks to an open 50, 1-on-1. Xavier Laverty up against McQuaid falls away as Xavier Laverty, who's only got the goal face in front of him, dives over the football. The Rovers pile on him as Nick Redley still comes to the ground holding his shoulder, Monty.
Yeah, shoulder. Tackle he laid on Hunter Gotchley, I think it was, in that last stoppage. So, yeah, he's come straight to the bench. And, yeah, it's just hanging by a thread, I think. Bit of damage.
On the goal line, Moore in the ruck, well held by Boyd. Snap on goal is across the face. I think it came from Liam McVeigh. It's a minor score. 1 point ball game here. The Rovers are hanging on. Hope you're enjoying the fourth quarter. Thanks to Cavalier Homes. We've played 14 and a half minutes. Thanks to Macca's. Still plenty of footy left in this one. And it's still plenty of good footy to come, Panda.
Absolutely. For Wangaratta Mo Group. And a big hello to the over 660 live viewers on O&M Snap Print Solutions TV and listening on 15663 on 1494 2AY. Allison brings it out really wide towards the boundary. Murray leapt over the top and he wasn't able to mark. Boundary throw in right in front of Scotty Montgomery, boundary side.
Yeah, that was a very nice kick there from Allison. Just wasn't able to get it to Sammy but yeah, it gets him 70 metres away from goal and they set up again.
Keep an eye on Mark Lou too, Monty. He still doesn't look quite right following that big hit about 5 minutes ago.
In the ribs.
Richards dives on top of the football. Naish is there for the Magpies. Is it going to go across the field of play?
Nope.
It's going to stay in, Monty.
Just
right in front of you.
Yeah, not much in it. I think Dylan Stone was trying to get it out. Got tackled a little bit early, but the umpire's just going to run this 10 metres inboard. I don't know if you can do that.
Well, there is junior footy across the road. Maybe the umpire came from there earlier. I've liked the work of Gaston in the ruck. Tweedale's been good. He got wrapped up in a tackle and he's been done for holding the ball. So it's going to be a free kick here to the Rovers. It's going to be Dylan Stone, a great story, a comeback story, back into this Wangaratta Rovers lineup after a pretty bad run with injuries. Umpires called him to play on, and he kicks to a 2-on-1. Poor kick, Tweedale. Flew high, great communication with him and Tilly, and the Magpies win the footy back across half-back.
So Tweedale goes really short to Paddy Naish. 16 minutes played for Macca's. Paddy Naish opens up the ground with another wonderful kick. He can go out even wider, Harry Smart. He slips over instead. Hand passes it to Cam Barrett, who streams through the middle of the WJ Finlay. Kicks it towards Callum Moore. In front of Jace McQuaid. Callum Moore will line up for two in a row. 35, 40 metres out on a pretty slight angle.
Spoken about it all day. When Paddy Naish gets the ball in his hands, he opens the grounds up because he hits targets through the middle of the ground and it just opens up the whole forward line. And Callum Moore, last quarter, he stands up.
Big players step up to the plate in big moments. Cal Moore's been quiet all day, but he kicks his second goal in a row as the champ. Cal Moore puts the Magpies in front by 5 points. 81 plays 76. For Worklocker Wangaratta, who played 16 minutes, Dan Vaccaro for Macca's.
Yeah, Gus McClare called it earlier. You cannot keep a champion down for long, and Callum Moore is starting to have a say on this game. 3 disposals and 2 goals for him in the last quarter. 2 massive goals for Callum Moore. He's just a fantastic footballer, and Wangaratta Magpies now look like the team that could run away with it, but who knows? 4 inside 50s to 9, and Wangaratta Rovers may have missed a trick here if Wangaratta Magpies keep pushing.
Here we go. Another twist in the tail of the Wangaratta derby. Clever work from Gaston in the ruck. Got it onto Murray on his non-preferred. Kicks inside forward 50 for the Rovers. The Magpies have numbers. Well done, Smart. Got a handball back to Charlie Naish. On his non-preferred, kicks a grubber long down the line. Works out okay. Richards inboard to Barrett. No prior opportunity. And the umpire, Mason Ring, makes the right decision. He calls for a restart. Almost 18 minutes gone here. 81 plays 76. The Magpies lead the Rovers for Worklocker Wangaratta.
They do. They've kicked the last 2 goals off the boot of Cal Moore. Dylan Stone tries to open up something to the broadcast side. Goes out wide. Here's Jack Gerish. Just inside the centre square. Plays on. Feigned to pump it long and just pulled it the last minute to O'Brien. True centre half forward. The Magpies by 5. 81 plays 76. Lockie O'Brien is walking back like he's going to have a shot for goal. Surely not from there, Lockie. He sits it to the top of the goal square and asks his charges to leap. Mark Lou caught too deep, not able to impact the contest. And Paddy Wright looks like he wants to just rush it over the boundary line. He does. It's going to be tossed back in 10 metres around from the Wangaratta Rovers goal. 76-81, Pies lead. Dan Vaccaro, late stages, 18 played, 4th term.
Yeah, they have, and that man, Lockie O'Brien, he has been fantastic this last quarter. 7 disposals this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Gaston won the tap. Here's a snap on goal. Lewis, high kick. but a wide kick, minor score. The Rovers move to 10-11, 77 to 12-9, 81. It's a minor score here, but every point could be crucial in this Wangaratta derby. We'll go boundary side. Scott Montgomery for Elite Building Construction. How's big Nick Redley following coming off the ground?
Yeah, he's got a fair old lump on top of the eye too. I think he must have collided heads or something like that as well as the shoulder. I think the shoulder's all good, but he has ice on the head at the moment, so keep an eye on him.
Tweedale and Boyd went up, tried to mark. O'Keefe has been smart all day, kicked 2 goals. Sends a high one towards centre wing. Parnell and Fraser Hollandine in a one-on-one. Ball spills the way of Xavier Laverty, but his kick was pretty poor. Only went about 5 metres. Hollandine, that was Fraser, pushed off the footy. And here come the Rovers through Allison. They link up by hand to Dylan Stone, who gets past a tackler from the Wangaratta Magpies. He hand passed to space. O'Brien's wrapped up by Paddy Naish. He's caught holding the ball. A Mawson's concrete player of the day from Paddy, who's been one of the Magpies' best. He takes a little bit of time off the clock. He's at true centre half back. The Magpies lead 81-77. Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
And the Bronx cheers. You can sense the Magpies feel they've had the wrong side of the umpiring today. Kick up to half, or true centre wing, I should say. Boyd, clearing kick for the Rovers. Up towards half forward, Murray, head over the football, just does everything he possibly can to keep it going forward. Well done by Murray. Got a handball out wide. He finds Osborne. Osborne kicks to half forward. He's got Booth in a paddock of space. Booth runs to 45, kicks on goal, looks okay off the boot. And well done by Pat Wright to see it across the boundary line. A youngster on debut stood up there for the Magpies on what could have been a big look on goal. The clock's hit 20 minutes for Maccas. The Magpies lead 81-77.
All thanks to Cavalier Holmes in his final term. Grabbing it out of the ruck was Chris Knowles. Hand passes it to Naish. On to Wright, who ran into a bit of trouble. Shovels it back to Nick Richards. Exits defence. Allison got rid of his man. Surely that's a mark, or was it touched off the boot, Monty?
Yeah, I think it was touched off the boot. They called play on pretty early there, so.
Alrighty, so a ball up. Edge of defensive 50 for the Wangaratta Rovers. Knowles tapped it towards Allison. Did he get one in the back? He did, and a free kick here to the Wangaratta Rovers. And Xavier Allison, 65 from home, broadcast side, the Pies by 4.
It's a congested forward line that awaits Allison. Number 9, kicks inside, forward 50, trying to find Murray! Mawson's concrete mark of the day from the coach, Sam Murray. The Wangaratta derby never fails to disappoint. Non-preferred side. On the right boot, Sam Murray. It's missed. Sam Murray, the Rovers, they needed that one. 11-12, 78. 12-9, 81. Still plenty of time for both sides. 22 minutes gone for Maccas.
What a mark from Sam. It just didn't have the finish. He took a specky earlier in the year in round 5 against the against the Lavy Panthers. That one probably wasn't as good, but wowee, he can get high. The Magpies kick it out wide. Far side of the ground. It's edge forward. Will it go out of bounds? The Rovers keep it in. Gaston. In the end, it's out of bounds. Right in front of the old scoreboard. 81 plays 78. The Magpies lead by 3 points. We've played 22 minutes for Maccas in this final term for Cavalier Holmes. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Lockie O'Brien, he's had a fantastic last quarter. 7 disposals for him, 18 for the game. And Brody Philo, 29 disposals on the 40 wink stat sheet.
3 goals in this final term. As the clock ticks towards 23 minutes, I reckon this one's going to go 26-ish minutes.
Yep.
So about 4 to go. The Magpies lead by 3 points thanks to work like a Wangaratta. Philo emerges from the pack, breaks away from a tackle, finds his right boot, kicking to half forward. Grossman overran the football. Coming through is McCartney. Feeds a handball back inboard to McCarthy. Top of the goal square. Barrett's on the last line of defence. Gathers the footy. Had more time than what he thought, but he found Richards. The Magpies look to be away. Big Chris Knowles got to find someone to give it to. Knowles is gone. Holding the ball. Great tackle from Kieran Parnell. And it could be a momentum swinger for the Rovers. True centre wing, showground side. Parnell wins a free kick.
Not sure that's your forte, Big Knowlesy. Trying a bit of don't argue candy as Parnell pumps the Rovers back into attack. Murray! Not able to mark it. Did all the hard work and juggled it at the last minute. Fraser Ellis exits defence for the Magpies. He goes out really wide. And Charlie Naish takes a very important mark at left half back, far side of the ground. 81 the Magpies, 78 the Rovers. As Charlie Naish just takes a little bit of time off the clock. He's going to pump it long to a pack on centre wing. He does. And good mark by Cal Moore.
There's a spare boot on the ground, Panda. I'm not sure if you can see it, but someone's missing a boot.
Yep, it's Chris Knowles. Knowles, he's lost his boot. Moore on centre wing. Kicks to half forward. Meterage and yardage for the Wangaratta Magpies as it goes out of bounds at half forward. 81 plays 78. 24 played Gus McLeod for Maccas in the final term.
Can't be long left. Boundary side, Scott Montgomery, Elite Building Construction.
Yeah, Tom Boyd has been stuck on the bench for a very long time. They've finally got him back out there. I think they're going to send him forward too.
81 plays 78. The Magpies are holding on in the derby. Moore's in the ruck, left it behind O'Brien. Got it on the boot in the nick of time. Would have been holding the ball otherwise. Catapan feeds a handball. Gaston kicks it out of midair and he finds McCartney.
Boyd.
McCartney's got the footy. Boyd screaming for it. He's ignored. McCartney's going to opt to go the showground side. Long raking kick. Knowles fumbled an absolute dolly. Now Murray's there for the Rovers. Jesse Smith working hard. The Rovers inch and grit the ball forward in the hands of Murray. Murray inside 50. Here's Boyd. Boyd needs to be clean. Has a chance to win the derby. Tom Boyd kicks one of the great all-time derby goals. And is that victory to the brown and gold at the 25-minute mark? Only time will tell. Boundary side, Scott Montgomery, Elite Building Construction.
How big an effort. Chris Knowles dropped that mark and Sam Murray just put that much pressure on. He was able to win the footy for his team and then grumble, tumble, punt inside 50. And Tommy Boyd just come off the bench, been struggling with a bit of cramp, and now he's gone straight back as an extra defender.
Yeah, what a fantastic finish by Tom Boyd, but what a fantastic quarter Sam Murray's having now. 7 disposals for him and setting up what could be the match winner on the 40-wing stat sheet.
I told you he's a forward, Panda.
You did indeed. You called it round one. And here come the Magpies through Callum Moore, who streams out of the middle, kicks long to the top of the goal square. 1v1s everywhere. Hollandine got hands to it. Laverty on the last line for the Magpies. It's an attacking 50. Hollandine dives over the football. Williamson exits defence. It's been marked by Jack Gerish for the Rovers. 26 minutes played, final term. The Rovers lead 84-81. Boyd just kicked a goal for the Rovers.
One of the all-time great Wangaratta derbies falls the way of the brown and gold. 12-12-84 to 12-9-81. The Rovers have stolen victory from the jaws of defeat off the boot of Tom Boyd. A derby for the ages, a privilege to witness it live. And the Rovers go 2-0 in the Wangaratta derby. What a game of football, Panda. It had everything. And in the end, the brown and gold hang on.
How good is this SS&A Ovens and Murray season? Twists and turns everywhere. The Magpies look home. Knowles dropped a crucial mark out on the far side. It just allowed the Rovers to edge it forward. Tom Boyd, straight off the bench, gets himself into a dangerous position. He kicks the match winner. And the Rovers win 84-81. And that famous scoreboard, Gus McLeod will read that score for the whole week. That's a derby tradition. What a game we've witnessed on O&M Live. I hope you've enjoyed the action. Over 800 of you watching on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV, listening on 2AY and 3&E. Despair for the Wangaratta Magpies. Jubilation for the Rovers. Bring on derby number 3, Gus, in the finals,
I
hey?
tell you what, I hope we get one. Good luck to Scott Montgomery trying to pick an anytime fitness player of the day.
Philo, he was great.
An abundance
O'Brien
to choose from. I thought the coach lifted in the last quarter as well.
Yep.
They trailed for most of that final term, Panda, after Callum Moore kicked a really important goal in the 17th minute. Only 4 goals in the final term, 2 each way. It was a 1-point lead to the Rovers at three-quarter time, and they did enough to hold on by 3 points at the final siren. Jubilation for the Wangaratta Rovers. You can see all the fans stream onto the ground, and complete and utter heartbreak for the Wangaratta Magpies. I thought they'd done enough, Panda.
Yep.
The Rovers did not capitalise on their dominance throughout patches of the game. and I thought Wangaratta were going to make them pay.
What was my pre-game prediction? I think it was Brody Filer with the best on performance.
Well, it may be. Scott Montgomery, Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Yeah, I've got Brody Filer. It'll be Brad Filer tonight, won't you? You'll change it up a little bit and you celebrate that one. What a win, mate. Come from nowhere. They hit the lead, probably thought that the game was over, but you blokes just kept giving and you get the win in the end.
Yeah, we had a bit of the momentum in the third there and got back in front, and then credit to Wang, they come back pretty fierce in that last bit. Looked like Morey could have done anything. He'd been quiet all day. But, yeah, credit to the boys. Just fought hard. And I reckon Tommy Boyd dropped that one on purpose. He's a terrible set shot. But, no, it's great effort by the boys. And I think that puts us in good stead for the rest of the year, that top sort of 2-3 position. So, that's a good win.
And your midfield group today, mate, you were unbelievable. Just ground away all day and probably really won the battle in there, and that's what got you the win.
Yeah, I think, well, obviously we recruited well over the off-season and we targeted players that we know we needed to go forward. And I think it's obviously showing now. And, yeah, credit to the boys, loving it at the moment. Yeah, it's good. Kings of Wang for the moment.
Well, mate, go and enjoy it. Let Brad Philo out tonight.
You'll have a few beers, that's for sure.
Brody Philo, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, or Brad Philo, as he might be going by tonight.
By about 7 o'clock he will be.
I hope he's got an RDO tomorrow. Monty, what's it like at boundary level? We know we're at the home ground of the Rovers, and the final siren, that noise was infectious as it rung across the WJ Finlay.
Yeah, I don't think everyone heard the siren either, boys. I think a few of them were a bit shocked when
we heard
a few of them started running around and that. But, yeah, massive win, and the balcony was definitely pumping, and, yeah, they're very, very excited, the playing group. A lot of them are out on their feet at the moment because it's been a pretty big day for them.
I think they're all pointing up to the balcony at the moment, who just will this brown and gold outfit over the line time after time. They love playing in front of their home fans, and they've rewarded them with Derby win number 2 in season 2024. How good was the coach in the last quarter, Gus McLeod?
He just simply had to step up. It was well held by Matt Grossman. Bar that final quarter, you probably give the chocolates to Grossi in his first game back in black and white. But the Wangaratta Rovers, they just did everything they could. They changed a few positional things up. They never gave in. They continued to take the game on. Some guys that didn't have big games had big moments, Panda. Guys like Finn Osborne and Justin Lewis. Charles Ledger in the last quarter. Guys that weren't the dominant players stood up when they got called upon. And I think that's a big, big reason as to why the Wangaratta Rovers held on. Monty, I don't even reckon you're going to have to get all the way into the rooms to capture this one. I reckon you can probably hear it from up here in the commentary
It's
box.
going to be hard getting in there, boys. That's true. There's people packing in here already.
And we'll hear this one loud. Couldn't tell you the last time the Rovers went back-to-back in a season for Derby wins.
Yep.
But 2024 may be the turning point for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Listen to those rooms.
3-point victors over the arch rivals. They'll sing this one loud and proud. Here's the song. To 12-9-81. The Rovers are the Kings of Wangaratta, and potentially it could be a third encounter coming this season. They won't hold the title for forever, but they will do so for the remainder of 2024. Stick with us. It's a big drive home coming your way on O&M Live. We'll chat to both coaches, Sam Murray and Ben Reid, and unpack what has been an unbelievable Sunday special game of footy here on O&M Live. The Rovers by 3 points. Well, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.